Records get twisted, the meaning get disguised. Symbols get praised while the spirit get denied. The Lord's fourth book is OSB's guide to how over time the truth's turn into lies. Records get twisted. Records get twisted. Truth wasn't written, it lived and applied. Images carved, but they not what they imply. Copies get lifted and passed to the scribes, hands on the script, but it slowly run dry. Circles and lines held the truth they can't hide, pointing to the all but reduced to a sign. Told not to seek it, just stay and comply, but light get diminished the moment it's tied. Priests in the center, the people outside, words getting filtered before they even applied. Gatekeepers shaping what souls can't defy, twist the truth in the text so the ego align. Nothing was said about looking inside, all of the noise outside keep the mind occupied. Truth was a whisper they learned to divide, buried in the scriptures that were written in lies. Records get twisted, the meaning get disguised, symbols get praised while the spirit get denied. The Lord's fourth book is OSP's guide to how over time the truth turned into lies. Records get twisted, the meaning get disguised, symbols get praised while the spirit get denied. The Lord's fourth book is OSP's guide to how over time the truth turned into lies. Voices get carried and shift in the span. Truth leave the source, get reshaped by hand. Spoken outside, but not part of the plan. So hear it clear without the preaching of man. Leaders keep building the heavens they command. Guards along the path, so it passed through a brain. Teaching the code, so obedience stand. Blocking the truth from the masses caught up in the shame. Some start to notice it wasn't so grand. The rise and decline all across the land. Stories get buried, then uncovered in sand. Every time echo patterns they don't understand. Reading all the records, the mind expands. Seeing the same cycle that once sunk pan. The meanings got altered the further they ran, and they took it as truth, then made laws and declared. Records get twisted, the meaning get disguised, symbols get praised while the spirit get denied. The Lord's fourth book is OSP's guide to how over time the truth turned into lies. Looking at records, the truth can be known. Same things repeated, then written in stone. Teachings get layered and widely outgrown. Deeper foundations not built in the homes. Voices not living now, setting the tone. Taking his law, 9 followers grown. Those who would question get left on their own. Told just accept what the elders condone. Patterns keep repeating, times clearly flown. Rising and fall in the ways they have grown. Nothing was random, the seeds had been sown. Cycles keep turning and the harvest is wrong. Some start to see it and question the throne. Some keep defending when the proof has been shown. Nothing to argue, the cover's been blown. Just seeing it clear with no need to atone. Records get twisted, the meaning get disguised, symbols get praised while the spirit get denied. The Lord's fourth book is OSP's guide to how over time the truth turn into lies. Records get twisted, the meaning get disguised, symbols get praised while the spirit get denied. The Lord's fourth book is OSP's guide to how over time the truth turn into lies.
Yeah.
Coming in the air, something heavy, intense. Signs in the sky, but they hide the evidence. Old text lining up that predicted events.
Or speed a book that make it all make sense.
Coming in the air, something heavy, intense. Signs in the sky, but they hide the evidence. Old text lining up that predicted events.
Or speed a book that make it all make sense.
Sirens in the night, nobody shocked at the noise. Yellow tape stretch where they once played as boys. Numbers on the screen turning life to a choice. Timeline scroll quick, life never had a voice. Crowds gather round, but the questions remain. Everybody seen it, but ain't got a name. Patterns in the chaos, but it's easier to blame with whatever narrative the channels want to frame. History buried, but it bleed through the cracks. Old warnings written, now they line up with facts. Same cycles turning, just a different set of acts. Same end result every time it collapses. Nobody asking why the pressure's immense, or why it feel heavier just to exist. Everything loud, laced with suspense, like something got taken without any compense. Coming in the air, something heavy, intense. Signs in the sky, but they hide the evidence. Old text lining up that predicted events.
Or speed a book that make it all make sense.
Coming in the air, something heavy, intense. Signs in the sky, but they hide the evidence. Old text lining up that predicted predicted events.
Oh, I speed a book to make it all make sense.
Books full of knowledge, but the spirit get ignored. Mapped out the stars, they think Saturn's the Lord. Charts on the wall, got them feeling the shore. Cut off anything that ain't measured or explored. Teach what they see, all else is dismissed. Call it blasphemy if it don't coexist with the data they gather in the systems they script. Truth get narrowed down to the lens they equip. People walk around like they stuck in a phase. Talk like they living, but they lost in a maze. Can't tell the difference, real life in the stage. Playing out scripts that they write on a page. Try to speak deeper, get labeled intense. Say it's too much or it don't make sense. But the more that they reject, the more it commence. Like the loop that repeat with a porous defense. Coming in the air, something heavy, intense. Signs in the sky, but they hide the evidence. Old text lining up that predicted events.
Oh, I speed a book to make it all make sense.
Big buildings rise, put a crown on the place. Call it center of the world, everything in second place. Power gets stacked, now it's all about the race. Who can dominate the map, who can regulate the space. Leaders speak loud, but it's all self-interest. Every move calculated, never random in the business. Send waves out with just a widen the distance between those who comply and those in resistance. Glory on display, make it look like it's pure, but behind closed doors, it's a different report. Decisions getting made that the public can't afford, where disease get patented without no cure. Expansion the goal and never know when it ends. Armies of the gods cleanse the land of descent. Every structure built will eventually bend. When it's rooted in control, it despises free men. Coming in the air, something heavy, intense. Signs in the sky, but they hide the evidence. Old text lining up that predicted events.
Oh, I speed a book to make it all make sense.
Time coming close where it won't be belief. Things getting shown, put the doubters to sleep. Not a matter of opinion, a scientific retreat. When it's sight in the eye, can't deny what it see. Proof in the works, even if it take time. Generations build just to reach that line where the truth stand clear, not hidden in lies. And the ones who deny get washed in the tide. Some will accept, some will turn away fast. Some in the trance to the spells that they cast. But the ship still move, it the way to just pass. Answers was written before the questions was asked. Everything aligned and every sign kill fear. Past meet present, now the picture feel clear. What was once questioned now is turning the gears. And the record been there, just ignored through the years. Coming in the air, something heavy, intense. Signs in the sky, but they hide the evidence. Old text lining up that predicted events.
Oh, I speed a book to make it all make sense.
Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Hey man, y'all drop a 10,000 in the chat if your little brother can be heard. It's your little brother Malaki Macabee. Hey man, y'all see the title. Oh, we are pissing off the right folk in this hour. Y'all see the title, the Scribes corrupt the Torah. The Nazarene vegans wrong tried to erase. Oh, we gonna talk about it today. Let me make sure I ain't cutting out, man. That last video I was cutting out. Make sure my levels are straight. You feel me? Make sure we all good. I see y'all in the chat. What's the word? What's the word? Much love, light balance. Make sure I turn that down. So I ain't trying to be cutting out around this deal, man. Love, light balance, and all that good stuff in between. Do I sound crisp, clear? Am I cutting out? Let me know. Let me know in the chat. We're going to talk about it today. Shout out to my brother, the Minister of Wellness. Shout out to the bro, John Truth. Me and that brother was on his platform yesterday or the day before. Yeah. And light bombs got to drop it back to back to back. And then when I woke up and looked at the comments today, oh, wait. So if any of y'all ain't seen that powerful chop session we did yesterday, it's pinned. The actual video is pinned to the top of the chat right now. Y'all going over there and support the young brother John Truth, currently living in South Africa right now. Yeah. Currently living in South Africa. You know, he a young brother too, man. 24 years old. Told me he organically grew over 500,000 followers across social media. I say, good night. What is really going on around here? So that's what I'm talking about. So needless to say, everybody mad at him or whatever. You know, he done let the megaton light bomb on his platform, and I got to bomb it. So everybody mad, little taste you did. But look, you'll be all right, though. All right, we sound good. All right, we sounding good. That's what I'm talking about. I was in the last video I went back and listened to. I was cutting out and chopping up. I'm like, oh no, I'm too choppy. We can't have this. We can't be having none of that. Let me stop sharing this screen right here. Bang. Shout out to everybody in the chat. All praises to the ever-present creator, the great spirit that always was, is, and ever shall be. The mighty and great spirit, the mighty and great I am, whose magnitude, should I say, whose magnitude is incomprehensible and whose presence is everywhere. It's your little brother Malaki Macabee. Shout out to the creator gang in the building. Shout out to the faithists worldwide. Shout out to my Nazarene scene brothers and sisters. And even shout out to the haters, jawjackers, and naysayers. Yeah. We love y'all too. We love the haters. Keep doing your job. You feel me? Keep doing your job. Now let's go ahead and get into this real quick. All right, so we sounding good. All right. We sounding good. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. I see everybody in the chat. Shout out to you and your families. Today is an excellent day to get outside and do something great for somebody, man. Do something great. Stop being a renegade your whole life. Get those spirit grades up, man. Remember, love your neighbors, you love yourself, right? And ain't that what we supposed to be doing around this deal? All right, so look, I'm gonna go ahead and go into this, put this together real quick. But y'all see the title. All right. Basically, the Nazarene vegetarians or vegans that Rome tried to erase. They tried their best to erase this, boy. Ooh-wee. You get to talking about not chewing on no animals, boy. You see the demons come out of folk, boy. People be foaming at the mouth and throwing hissy fits. And it's like, man, look, this is much better right here. Y'all see this? I just juiced this today. This watermelon and ginger. I got some lime in this deal. You see this right here? Good 40 ounces or something. You did. Go ahead and put some life up in that. Get yourself together. You know what I mean? People magging you out of juicing and detoxing and all that. This is fire right here too. I might add. I'm pretty thorough with it. I'm pretty thorough in the juice making. You know what I mean? Might have to start selling some of these deals. Oh wait. But absolutely. It was a powerful build that we had over there on John Truth's platform. I had never heard of the young brother. I had never heard of him up until like last week. You know, and Minister of Wellness hit me up and was like, yeah, John, brother named John Truth want to reach out to you. You mind if I give him your number? I say, hey man, give him my number, but tell him to text me. I don't be picking up weird numbers. If I don't got your number saved in my phone and you try to call me, it won't get answered. You better text me. You better text me so I know it's you. You understand? There's all type of numbers be skipping across my phone. I'll be like, nah, I ain't got no time to be entertaining everything. But needless to say, the brother text me quick too. You feel me? He a young brother. He's 24 years old. I said, man, I'm old enough to be his father. What's going on? But you know, hey, y'all send some prayers up for the Minister of Wellness. Send some prayers up for our brother John Truth, you know. And always keep me in your prayers too, because it's just what it is with me, man. I'm always tripping. I'm always on somebody's hit list or somebody mad about something. And it'd be like, man, look, whatever. You'll be all right. What you say, boy, that's me. Dread, what you talking about, man? What is thou talking about? What you on, bro? All right, we about to get into some of this, though, man. Let's go ahead and work. Since everybody mad. You did, as if I'm going to lose a nanosecond of sleep over you being mad. I don't care nothing about your feelings, what you don't like. You don't like that we out here exposing the wickedness of your so-called deity, or even your deity so-called devotees. We don't care nothing about it. Hey, what you say, boy? If a name ain't on it, I ain't answering it. Yeah. I need to, you got to text me first. If I don't got your number saved in my phone, and you got my number, you trying to call me, it won't get picked up. You got to text me. I need to know who calling me. I got a lot of enemies out here, and it's not for anything evil. That's the crazy part. People just mad. You understand? Because we're challenging you to live a better life. Choose life. We out here choosing death and wondering why everything goes sideways in our lives. Once again, this right here is so refreshing. I just juiced a half a watermelon. And I already knocked down the thing. See that I finished that before I went live. I already knocked that down, but bang, this right here, boy, this finna get walked. I got watermelon in this deal, ginger, some key limes, little taste of honey. You feel me? And oh wait, man, you showed that on social media. Everybody, man, the Most High don't want no salad, nigga. He won't steak. Lord, what is really going on around here? Shout out to the servant of the Most High. Shout out to my brother Faith, this man, Yahoo Savage in the building. Shout out to praise the creator Jehovah in the building. What's the skinny? What's the word? Shout out to my brother, the minister of wellness. Hey, man, y'all go like, subscribe, share on his channel, and then support this brother, man. This brother's in East Africa, Kenya, feeding orphans, building children homes, and giving away organic pads for the young sisters so they don't have to prostitute their bodies to get a pad or pads during their monthlies. You know what I mean? Kenya is a different type of poverty. It's different. You know what I mean? You got people live off less than $3 a day, and you over here complaining. You over here complaining because your AC went out. You over here complaining about really nothing at the end of the day. You feel me? It's people that don't eat. So shout out to my brother, the minister of wellness. He's a full-time missionary. Y'all click on his channel, subscribe his channel, like his channel, and then he has every way possible that you can support to help feed these orphans. He has another food drive. And trip off this vegetarian or vegan plant-based food drive where he feeds thousands of hungry Kenyans, children, every month. And $1 goes far over there. $1 goes far, you know what I mean? So $3 supports one child, one plate. You understand what I'm saying? Or then when it comes down to the orphans and the staff, $20 support one child. You dig? So stop being a renegade and rebellious. If you want to do something that's effective and something that can get your spiritual grade up, get into this missionary work or this charity. Support this brother. He's a full-time missionary, and he takes what you donate and he uses it to feed, clothe, and house starving orphans. Starving orphans. So support this brother, man. You dig? Instead of going to get you a bottle of Don Julio tomorrow because it's payday, send that $20, $40 over that way. You know what I mean? Or some of y'all that's sitting on a huge surplus for the month. Some of you rich folk that's listening. I know some of y'all tuned in. I know y'all like to stay anonymous or whatever. Go ahead and drop some of those big head Ben Franklins, those blue $100 bills. Go ahead and put together a couple racks that you got just collecting dust in your bank account. And go and feed some children. And go help build some homes. Stop being a renegade your whole life. How the hell you got all this money sitting up, but it's children in the world that's not even eating? It's people in your immediate circle and families that's down bad that you're not even helping. What's the point of having a surplus, but it's not going to those who are in need? Shout out to my brother, the minister of wellness, man. We love what you're doing out here. I love what thou art doing. Shout out to my brother, Yakeem Mack, the DC Sniper. I see you in the building, brother. My brother, Dreadful Cosmon is in the building. The West Side, Cali Connect. We got 24. Darain is in the building. What up, sis? Love, light, balance, and all that good stuff in between. I got my brother, Mayak, in the building. Much love, brother. Much love, much love. While you out there traveling in that box truck, getting that work done, brother. Shout out to my brother, Shan, in the building. What's the word, my brother? Yeah. I need some clothes, man. I need some Creative Gang apparel, brother. rock with me. Shout out to my brother Mark Myers in the building. I'll be rapping with this brother on Facebook. Good brother. I believe he's from Maine. Shout out to that brother, man. Much love. Shout out to Brandon Carter, Naptown in the building. What's the word? BC is in the building. Shout out to my brother C. La Shalom. Y'all go like, subscribe, share. It's my brother that first boy set the internet on fire with that old Waspy 15, 20 years ago. And he's still ticking, going strong, man. Y'all go get y'all a Waspy, go to his playlist and catch up and learn, you know, what we talking about in subjects, man. Good brother right there. Good brother right there. Who else we got in the chat? I see y'all. John Kidd is in the building. What's the word up? Much love, much love, much love, much love. I see we in the building. Y'all ready to get started. Star G 1979. She say Grand Rising, or I don't know if it's a brother or a sister, but Grand Rising. Is this the same Malaki that did the video with John Truth? Absolutely. Yeah. It may be many Malakis, but there's only one Macabee with that. And there's only one megaton light bomb. So absolutely yes. Yes, this is me all day. The brother they love to hate. The brother they love to hate. You know what I mean? Welcome, though. Welcome. You at home over this way. Shout out to my Caribbean sister, Tabitha. Keon Cooper is in the building. What's the word? What's the word? Love, light, balance, and all that good stuff in between. We got my Imar Mahaya from Flo Rida all the way up to Ohio in the building. Imar, one of our elder mothers. Much love, sis. Much love. I got my sister Yapa Yahoo 7 Deuce is in the building. Love and health to everybody, man. So I see y'all here. Let me share my screen and go ahead and get it cracking. Let me go ahead and share my screen so we can go ahead and get it cracking. Since everybody want to be mad, what you want to be mad about? And then y'all, when y'all go over to that video I got pinned in at the top of this chat, look at the comments. The comments tell it all, boy. I said, oh yeah, hit dogs holler. That's what the elders used to say when I was young. You know what I mean? Elders such as my father, may he rise in power. Shout out to Big Dog, man. James Harrison III, may he rise in power. He used to say all the time, hit dogs holler. Oof. Him and my uncles, them hit dogs holler. Ooh wee. So y'all go check them comments, man. Go check those comments. And there's a lot of people in there too that's saluting what we put out. You dig? But it's a lot of people foaming at the mouth, mad, angry. You know, and I've been in this a while, so you know people call themselves throwing threats. You was better off spitting on an elephant. You do more damage spitting on an elephant than think you're gonna throw some threats this way, and I move anyway behind it. You was better off throwing toothpicks at an elephant before you think Macabee finna be tripping off your so-called frivolous threats, which mean nothing. Huh? Which means nothing. You ain't jumped outside and pressed play on nothing, no. Press play. If you really about what you talking about, press play. Yeah. It's just talk. You don't play ball for real. You just talking. Like, make me a believer in all these threats. Make me a believer. Press play. Ain't nobody pressing play. You just talking. You just mad. You just mad. But I ain't seen no bodies drop yet. Yeah. Where I'm from, ain't no threats without no action behind. So other than that, you just talking. I ain't seen damn body drop. It's just talk. Yeah, well, I will keep on doing it because I wish I would be quiet. I'm in the trenches till the Creator pull me out the trenches. I wish I would be quiet. I'm on this like it removed off the board. Now, I ain't got removed off the board yet, so enough to say, hey, let's get it going. All right, y'all, so let's get to this. Yeah, all talk, Dredge, you know what I mean? I ain't seen damn body drop, though. It's just talk. Yeah, I'm a challenge you to press play on what you saying. Stand on it. Stand on it. Oh, here you go, Malaki. You always starting something. Nah, I ain't started nothing. But what we not gonna do is act like you about anything you talking about, because you not. None of y'all are. You just talking. Huh? I must have said something wrong. People getting mad. People getting angry. Y'all mad at the brother minister of wellness. Y'all mad at old John Truth. Everybody just mad, man. Everybody just mad and angry. And I'm here to say you be all right. But if you think we gonna lose a second of sleep, a nanosecond of sleep over you being mad, you sadly mistaken. Ooh wee. hey, Dread, don't get me started, bro. Don't get me started. Yeah, we do our homework too. I'll go put eyes on something real quick. Oh, okay. All right, so look at this. Did scribes corrupt the Torah? The Nazarene vegans Rome tried to erase. Look at that right there. Looking at, a rendition of James the Just, the biological brother of who you call Jesus or Yahshua on the left, and that's a rendition of who you call Simon Peter on the right. They tried to. Where we going first, Malachi? Jeremiah 8 and 8. Let's get into it. Jeremiah 8 and 8 KJV. How do you say we are wise in the law, or the Torah of the Lord is with us? Lo, certainly in vain made he it. The pen of the scribes is in vain. Now, a lot of the old English is hard to understand for folk these days. You know what I mean? You're like, what does all that mean? What does all that mean? So let's get a different, clearer English version so you can understand what's being said. All right, this is not lick your finger scholarship. This is not a shot in the dark. This is direct, right in your face with it. So let's go to the same chapter and verse, Jeremiah 8 ESV. How can you say we are wise in the law? The law, biblically speaking, is the Torah. How can you say we are wise in the Torah of the Lord, or Yahuwah is with us? But behold, the lying pen of the scribes has made it into a lie. So people, you're taking that out of context. There ain't no taking it out of context. The lying pen of the scribes has been, the scribes are the ones who write the Torah out. Their pen have made it, what is the it? The Torah, into a lie. It has nothing to do with you claiming it's based off how the people were acting. The people were acting or conducting themselves based off what's written down. They're following the leaders. They're following the prophets. They're following the priests. Jeremiah is the son of Hilkiah, a Levitical priest. What are we talking about? So right in the book of Jeremiah, it's telling you that there are lies in what you call the law, or lies in the Torah, lies in the Bible. I'm not making none of this up. It's you that's in denial. You mad. You angry. Hit dogs holler. This has nothing to do. The Torah was written down in vain because the people weren't listening to it. Man, that don't say nothing close to that. And even when you start back up and read down, it's basically talking about the prophets and the priests are given the covetousness, given the evil. The people who are in charge with writing Torah and interpreting it have been given the evil. So without a vision, the people perish. The people are following the leaders. Jeremiah was calling them out back in the day. Shout out to my son Jeremiah, man. Live wire. I got a son named Jeremiah. Live wire. You heard me? The youngest out the crew. I'm talking about, look at man, and about all that action. My little joke about all that action. Shout out that little joke. He about to be 6 in a couple months. Action based. He ain't playing no games. I'm telling you. Jeremiah 7:22. For in the day that I brought them out of the land of Egypt, I did not speak to your fathers or command them concerning burnt offerings and who sacrifices. So we got Jeremiah 8:8 talking about what? Talking about the lion pen of the scribes, or The scribes have injected lies into what you call the Bible or the Torah or the law. Then we go back one chapter, and one of the things that God, or who you call the Father, has never commanded is burnt offerings and sacrifices. But hold on, you lick your fingers and go to the book of Leviticus, right? And it's all about burnt offerings and sacrifices. You go to Exodus 12 and 27, the Passover, the slaying of the lamb is a sacrifice. Huh? So if the Most High never gave the sacrifices and offerings, how could his son come and die for the system that his father never gave? Oh, he fulfilled it. He fulfilled the sin offerings. And the sin offering in the book of Leviticus is a 1-year-old female lamb whose head has to be chopped off. Jesus' head wasn't chopped off in the Bible. Huh? Whose organs have to be cut out. Jesus' organs was not cut out in the Bible. Jesus was not a 1-year-old female lamb. How about they murdered that brother? That's what happened. He was murdered. And then you got people like Paul and all them come around later and start messing everything up and trip off this. And in total agreement really with the priests and the scribes. Y'all wasn't really rolling with these revolutionary Nazarene brothers and sisters who was coming with this very same message that we coming with today. Life and health. Weapons down. False God down. Flesh down. Flesh down, weapons down, and false God down. A message of peace happens to be the most radical message in this earth today. And it's not because of weapons. A message of love, life, and health is radical to your ears today. It's not the norm. The norm is hate. The norm is war. The norm is flesh chewing. The norm is getting your kneecaps dusty, bowing to a false god. That's the norm. So when we stand up boldly, and even more bolder than y'all, and say, look, the hell with all that. Hell with all that. Weapons down, flesh down, and false god down. Oh, everybody mad at that. Dang, what's going on? The hell you mad about? Ah, okay. So we're going to get into some of this pre-Nicene Christian literature. Pre-Nicene means before your Bible was completely compiled in the 3rd and 4th century, starting with the Council of Nicaea on forward. There was no such thing as a New Testament until the 3rd or 4th century. That's when they finally put it together, all these scattered writings together, decided what it is canon and decided what is heretical, and they decide, okay, well, this will be called the New Testament. What you know is the New Testament today wasn't officially compiled and finally put together until like the 4th century, the end of the 4th century. You had writings floating around, but you got church authorities or so-called church fathers who came together, who never met the Messiah, should I say, who came together and decided which writings were canonical and which writings were heretical. You see? We're going to get into the literature that predated this so-called compiling of what you call the New Testament. Y'all look up in the New Testament who furnished the list of the 27 books of the New Testament. Who, in which council was the New Testament finally compiled and an acceptable list of the 27 books of the New Testament was accepted? In which council? And in what year? Yeah, you're going to get like the 4th century, the end of it. Clementine homilies. Look what it say right there. Pre-Nicene Christian literature. We ain't saying writings wasn't floating around back then, but what you know today as a collection of 27 books of the New Testament, y'all, that wasn't even authorized or even recognized until the end of the 4th century by people who weren't even there. This is pre-Nicene, before the Nicene era, Christian literature. Ooh-wee. I hope you get mad. Get mad and go to your Google and start researching. The Clementine homilies, flesh eating and animal sacrifice, part 1. We're gonna talk about it. Chapter by chapter summary, homily 2, chapter 37, corruption of the Torah, direct teaching. And y'all, these are the lost teachers of who you call Peter, Simon Peter, disciple of who you call Jesus Christ, Yahshua Messiah. So if he's a student of who we call in the Nazarene or the revolutionary Messiah, everything that he teaching, who did he get it from? He got it from who you calling Jesus or Yahshua. That's where he got his understanding from. Direct teaching. And this is about the corruption of what you call the Torah. And what are you mad about? Jeremiah just told you it got lies in it. See, that's why we went to the Bible first. Because you're hugging on Bible like that. You worship the Bible, right? All right, so Jeremiah says that scribes have interjected lies into the Bible or the Torah, meaning it's corrupted. So there ain't no reason to get mad at this. There's no reason to get mad at Malaki Macabee or the minister of wellness or any other brother or sister that's out here, you know, they say, hey, hold on, that don't make sense right there. Why does that say that? That boldly or blatantly contradicts what we read over here. This Peter 2,000 years ago. Take a swig of some of this watermelon juice. That's fire. Good night. All right, so look, Peter is only teaching what Jeremiah said hundreds of years earlier. Y'all understand that? Y'all drop a 12,000 in the chat. Peter is simply teaching or exposing what Jeremiah brought out in Jeremiah 8:8 and Jeremiah 7:22. That's it. That's it. What is everybody mad about? What you mad? Oh, well, no, brother. See, you talking about the Bible. Look, the Bible talk about itself. It ain't me. That's fine. I'll go ahead and get y'all a top-notch juicer, man, and get the juicing. Boy, I'm telling you. So ain't no reason to get mad. He's simply exposing what Jeremiah was bringing out back in his day. Okay, there's no reason to get mad about this. Okay? I didn't write the book. None of these books. I simply read what was in them. That's it. Right? And you got that right too. You got every right to read whatever it is and then arrive at a judgment in your mind about what's going on. Right? Think for yourself. That's the problem. You out here got everybody else thinking for you, and this is your salvation on the line. This is your soul. Direct teaching. Peter says that Moses originally delivered the Torah with his proper explanations to 70 chosen elders. Later, however, false statements contrary to God were added to the written scriptures. Why is that so hard to believe? Why? Didn't we read Jeremiah 8:8 and said, how do you say we are wise and we got the Torah of Yahuwah? When the scribes have interjected lies into it, or your teachers have interjected lies into it. So how you run around here talking about you wise? When you're holding on to a text, that has clearly been corrupted. The scribes, those who are in charge with writing out Torah, have interjected lies into it. So your job, if you're reading the Bible, is to go through the murky waters of the Bible and determine what's of light and what's of darkness, what's of the Almighty Creator and what's not. That's your job. That's your job. Your job is not to make an apple an orange. Your job is not to become an apologist. That's all they do. They just try to make an apple an orange and try to make this deal be infallible and everything uniform. It's not. The Bible don't say the same thing on no topic. The Bible don't say the same thing. It doesn't. You can pick any topic in the Bible and you're going to have people lining up on both sides of the aisles, launching verses at each other. You see that? This is directly what Peter say in the homilies. He say the scriptures have had joined to them many falsehoods against God. He ain't say a few. He didn't say a smidgen. He ain't say a sprinkling. Peter said many. Now, where would he get this from? Where will he get the understanding that the scriptures have had joined to them many falsehoods or lies from? He got it from who you calling Jesus or Yahshua, the Messiah. That's where he got this from. Because remember, he's his student. He's his disciple who later became an apostle, someone with authority who's been sent forth. You understand? To bring light to a world of darkness. See? See, it's real easy. It's not even hard. The additions are attributed to the work of who? The evil one. Who was the evil one, y'all? Slick Willie himself. Slick Willie himself. Peter 2,000 years ago wasn't thinking like you are today. You all, brother, from Genesis to Revelations, I believe in every period, every semicolon. Nah, man, everything you read in the Bible ain't correct or right. It's things that you need to be using your discernment. Put your thinking cap on, Johnny. Use discernment. You do, listen to me. In life, you use discernment and everything else, but when it comes to the Bible, you turn your thinking caps off. And you start trying to justify evil. No, there are things written in the Bible that are not right and exact. Your job is to determine which is right and which is wrong. Now you over there fumbling. Well, how the hell do you do that, Malachi? I can hear the distaste in your mouth right now. Huh? Look, you know right from wrong. What do you mean? How do you know? My children know right from wrong. So how your big old grown self don't know right from wrong? The problem is these religions and these false gods through their devotees called your pastors, preachers, and elders have kept you in sippy cup mode. Nursery rhyme status. Huh? The boy's a baby. The boy's a baby. The additions are attributed to the work of the evil one. Huh? The evil one is Slick Willie, the devil. The presence of these false passages also functions as a test. It's a test. You're being tested. You're being tested. Look at this. You go. You believe all of it. Oh, God told Abraham to offer up Isaac as a burnt offering. So if God told me to, hell yeah, I'll split the Alfred's head to the white meat. Boy, you've been compromised. The hell is wrong with you? You have a direct commandment of not killing. So any inspiration to skip across your plate saying to kill is of the devil. It has nothing to do with the creator. The creator would never tell you to kill anything that he created. Use your common sense. Oh, wait, I know I'm pissing some folk off. Good. Get mad. Get mad and press play. Like, make me a believer. I ain't believing nothing, y'all. I ain't believing nobody bumping their hot ass breath about nothing. Make me a believer. You throwing threats over this way, make me a believer. If not, you just talking. The test is this. Righteous readers will refuse to believe anything blasphemous or morally unworthy of God. Exactly. I don't care where it's written at. If you telling me that thus saith the Lord is written in 5th Thessalonians, the 100th chapter, and the 89th verse that God said, thou shalt lay with greased up midgets, and spawn the offspring of Satan. I don't give a hell if it's written in Bible. I don't care if it's written in the newspaper. I'm going to say, oh, hell no, that ain't got nothing to do with the Almighty. Get away from me. You see? It's that simple. You know right from wrong. You know right from wrong. No difference if somebody told, well, thus saith the Lord. The Lord said, go to the strip club and have your way and start knocking hip bones loose. Get the hell on about it. You just entertaining your lust. You know good and well the Almighty ain't condoning no type of whoredom or none of that. That's just what you want to do. See, it's that simple. No, boy, you better. You're better off going to get you a wife. Go get you a wife, and build a legacy with her. How about that? And control thyself. You want to knock some hip bones loose? Go get with your woman. Go get with your wife. See, it's that simple. It's that simple. Stay away from whoredom. It's just that simple, man. It really is. You know what I mean? Plain English meaning. Peter is saying Moses' original revelation was pure. That's exact. It was initially preserved through authorized teachers and oral interpretation. The written Torah did not remain completely pure. You see that? See that? Stories portraying God as immoral, ignorant, cruel, deceptive, bloodthirsty, or changeable were later additions. Exactly. Exactly. How dare you talking about the Almighty is immoral, ignorant, cruel, deceptive, bloodthirsty? These are later additions. Remember the lion pen of the scribes. There are many things that have been added into what you call the Bible that are not of the Almighty Creator. It's not. And it ain't me talking, y'all. This is Peter 2,000 years ago in the pre-Nicene Christian era. In the pre-Nicene Christian literature, telling you, yeah, all that's off. Y'all out here putting a false jacket on the Creator. What the hell wrong with y'all? What the hell's wrong with y'all? Shout out to my brother. Shout out to my brother, Aki Abdiel, mayor of the West Side. What's the word, my brother? Shout out to my brother, Cosmine Kyle, the cloud kicker. Create a gang in the building, man. Cat boy. Hey, boy, you got that boy humiliated mystic boy foaming at the mouth. That boy don't know whether he coming or going. And then he's trying to align himself with bacon lip Cedric. I'm like, oh my God, bro. Man, that old Waspy over there punching all on them boys' deities, boy. Cal, keep up the good work, apply pressure. I just was telling everybody, man, look, all the threats everybody called themselves throwing, make me a believer. I ain't seen damn body drop yet. Make me a believer. All these folks are mad because Creator Gang is outside, man. Exposing your deities, exposing your false gods for who they are. Even when it come down to science. Even when it come down to science, you got your deities and false gods hiding over there too. My brother Cosmine Cal and my brother Daryl Cosmine are excellent swordsmen when it comes to exposing the false gods hiding even in science. Make sure y'all go like, subscribe, and share my brother's platform, man. Tap in. Tap in. And when Cal live, get you a pen and a notebook and take notes. Take notes, man. Take notes. So the later additions added to what you call in the Torah is anything that portray the Almighty as immoral, ignorant, cruel, deceptive, bloodthirsty. You see? What else is Peter saying in the homilies? A person must not accept a statement merely because it appears in a written religious book. Right. Don't care nothing about me. Oh, brother, it's saying in the Bible. So what that mean? What that mean to me? I don't care if it's written in the phone book. If the message is off, yeah, we question it. We look at it with a jaundiced eye. Something's wrong. That's like you getting the inspiration to kill your children or any child and offer them up as a burnt offering. If that skipped across your mind right now, you know good and well it's not from the Almighty. Dismiss it. Hell no, I'm not doing that. You see? Look at this. The moral character of God is the standard by which a passage must be judged. Y'all see that? If you don't know the moral character of the Creator, you're wasting your time reading Bible or any spiritual or religious text. Huh? Because how you know what you reading, you dig, ain't been inspired by Slick Willie himself. How you know that? Oh, just because it's in the Bible, you know, it's all good. It's a green light. Nah, it don't work like that. Nah, it don't work like that at all. I don't know what the hell y'all talking about. I'm gonna keep it all the way. I'm gonna keep it across the backboard with you. So let's get into this right here. This is the foundation of the Clementine doctrine, commonly called the false pericope theory. Genuine revelation and later corruption are mixed together in the written scriptures. If y'all understand that, if y'all get some understanding, y'all drop a vortex in the chat. Let's go to Homily 2, chapter 39. Tactics. Everybody mad. Man, y'all go juice y'all some fruit, man. Get it popping around this deal. It's going down. It is going down in the world today. It is going down. You feel me? Direct teaching. Tactics. Peter explains that Simon Magus intends to use the offensive passages in scripture to turn people away from God. You see? Peter does not want to announce publicly before an unprepared crowd that parts of the scripture were added later. Yeah. Instead, he intends to question Simon carefully in public and explain the doctrine privately to spiritually prepared listeners. Oh, wait. Okay. Plain English meaning. Peter believes that openly saying some biblical passages are false could confuse people who have never been taught how to determine or how to distinguish truth from corruption. His strategy is do not destroy an inexperienced person's faith without first giving that person a better foundation. That's what we do. That's what we do. You understand? That's why, the game, we bring out that I speed, or what we call the O, and it's like, hey, look, in my opinion, I ain't read nothing of a higher light. And that's my opinion. You dig? And that's coming from a brother who has read extensively almost every piece of literature. Look, the whole Bible and every piece of literature attached to it. From oral traditions to mysticism, on down to the entire Bible, the Apocryphas, all your books of Enoch, all your pseudepigraphas, Jasher, Jubilees. I read all of it. Zohar, Kabbalah, you name it. Like, what are you talking about? Look at this. 2, force Simon to confront the contradictions in his own argument, teach the doctrine of corrupted scripture privately, test whether listeners are genuinely devoted to truth and goodness, introduce difficult teachings gradually. See, it's a strategy to this thing, man. It's a strategy to it. Right? You can just come right out and just be what it is. No, man, look, people have to be weaned off certain things. Right? But we ain't the ones that's taking your false God from you and not giving you the almighty creator. You can't lose with creator. Yeah. Basically, if you're coming from a biblical paradigm, we talking about Jesus' Father, the one who sent him. And for you, so-called Christians who are still confused, thinking that Jesus is his Father, you are sadly mistaken. Sadly mistaken. You know what I mean? Sadly mistaken. Peter's not hiding the doctrine permanently. He believes it must be taught responsibly. Facts. Homily 2, chapter 40, preliminary instruction, direct teaching. Peter gives Clement the governing rule. Everything that is spoken or written against Elohim, or who you calling God, is false. So anything you read anywhere, if it's against the moral character of who we call the creator, is false. It don't matter if it's in the Bible or not. He explains that statements portraying the one good creator as evil can cause ignorant readers to become alienated from God. Plain English meaning. Peter's rule is not simply believe every sentence in the Bible. So you see that? See that? And some of y'all do. You ready to go crash out over this thing. You're not supposed to just believe it because it's written in there. Peter's rule is not simply believe every sentence in the Bible. His rule is God is perfectly good. Therefore, any passage making God evil cannot accurately describe God. What's so hard about that? What's so hard about that? What's so hard about you not putting a false narrative or a false jacket or a false charge on who we call the creator? What's wrong with that? It's time to come out of nursery rhyme mode. Right? It's time for you to mature, us to mature spiritually speaking. Right? I'm speaking about all humanity. It's time to mature, man. Right? If you go and look at that podcast that me and the Minister of Wellness had on John Truth's channel yesterday, and if y'all ain't seen it, it's pinned to the top of this chat right here. Go check that out. Right? And then you look at the comments. The comments is coming from people of all different works, walks, and nationalities. And when we say the God spell is real, boy. People are defending baby killing. People are defending blood spilling. Therefore, any passage making God evil cannot accurately describe God. A written statement does not become morally true simply because it is ancient. Just because oh, brother, that was written down back in 500 BCE. Yeah, but we got to test the merit of it. A written statement does not become morally true simply because it is ancient. The reader must know God or the Creator's character before interpreting Scripture. Y'all see that? And how long we've been talking to y'all about knowing the character of the Almighty. You got to know the character of the Creator before you get to licking your fingers and reading through Bible like everything is true. Stop it. Stop it. Or Malachi, God can be both. The Almighty or the Creator is not a schizophrenic. He can't be omnipotent or all powerful and weak. No. The hell wrong with you? Huh? He can't be omniscient or have or possess all knowledge everywhere, right? But then show that he's limited or he's ignorant in his knowledge. Got to question that, right? He can't be omnipresent or ever present, meaning fill all space and place at the same time. But then you say he's localized. He's sitting on a chair like me. Huh? Or that he's unseen, but you can see him as you see a man, like you looking at me. It don't go both ways. He's either the Creator's either all powerful or he ain't. All knowing or he ain't. Unseen or he ain't. Ever present or he ain't. That's how that works. Huh? The reader must know God's character before interpreting Scripture. Do that make sense? See, this is easy. This is not hard to understand. See, for Peter, theology and morality control interpretation. Remember that. You got to know the moral character of the Creator. If y'all understand that, look, one must know the moral character of the Creator before he licks his fingers and start navigating the Bible or any so-called religious book. If y'all understand that, y'all drop a 4,000 in the chat. This is easy. It's not a fancy equation. Let me check the chat, see if y'all cool, man. You know what I mean? Ooh wee. I see y'all in the building. Shout out to my brother Gift Yahoo Creator. Only he's in South Africa too. Shout out to South Africa, man. Ooh wee. This is not hard. Shout out to my brother Prince Judah Vaughn in the building. Hey man, where any of y'all seen Yaffa? Where old Julie Wild at? Tell I need to talk to her. I got a package for her, but she gotta send the shipping for it. She got to send the shipping for it. She sent me an address and they refused her package. And so it came back to the crib. You dig? But I can't just go back up to the post office and just tell them, oh, man, the address was wrong. Drop that in the mail again. She got to send the postage for it. You know what I mean? So tell her, holler at me. I ain't seen her in a while. I ain't seen her up in the chat either. It's been a little minute. Yeah, that's right. Serving of the Most High. Absolutely. Okay, she said she's taking a break from social media. Tell her how, let me know. You know what I mean? I don't want to keep looking at this package like, dang. All right, homily 2. Homily 2, chapter 41. She got that, tell her, I got that gardenia body oil. She ordered some gardenia. That deal smells good, too. All right, homily 2, chapter 41. Asking for information, not contradiction, direct teaching. Clement explains that he is not questioning Peter because he rejects belief in God. He wants to understand how the false additions can be identified so that he can teach others. So Clement want to know. Clement like, hey, show me how to identify what's false in scriptures. That way I can show everybody else that's around me or coming up beneath me how to do the same thing. You see? He's asking for what? Information, not contradiction. Show me how you properly do that. And that's what we're going over today. You know what I mean? That's exactly what we're going over today. Ooh wee. So it says right here, direct teaching. Clement explains that he's not questioning Peter because he rejects belief in God. He wants to understand how the false additions can be identified so that he can teach others. Peter agrees to show him the different ways in which scripture misrepresents God. Plain English meaning. Clement is presented as a sincere student, not a hostile critic. The chapter teaches that asking difficult questions is not necessarily unbelief. Religious teachers should be able to explain contradictions. Exactly. See? A person must understand a teaching before attempting to teach it. Peter believes that examples of corruption can be logically demonstrated. See? Homily 2, chapter 42. And y'all, this is the pre-Nicene Christian era, or the pre-Nicene, should I say, messianic writings. Before your Christianity religion was formed in, the 4th century and all that, and they had ecumenical councils, and certain things were considered canonical and other things heretical. You know what I mean? Before any of that, you had these writings around it, which means that your so-called church fathers who put together a so-called final list of the New Testament, they knew about all this. They knew about all this, but they chose for it not to be what it is. So then they put the title pseudo on, because it goes against the established authority of the day. It goes against Rome. It goes against Constantine. It goes against their ideologies. You see? Homily 2, chapter 42. Right notions of God are essential to holiness. Meaning you got to have a right understanding about who you calling God or the Creator. Here you go, dear Father God. And you treating the Almighty Creator like he's your pen pal. Girl, Creator. We about to go see the Creator tonight, girl. Yeah, he got 50-inch biceps and he's 6'5", girl, and he got big old legs, and he look better than Denzel Washington. We going to step in the name of love with God tonight. Up top, you have to have a solid understanding of who the Creator is. And that's essential for holiness. That's essential in being set apart. Look, if your understanding of your maker is that of a maniac, at times he's off his meds, man. If he ain't got his blood, he killing everything moving. If that, oh man, he in the form and figure of a man sitting on a throne with a white woolly afro. And Jesus sitting at his right hand. You got to have the right understanding of the moral character of the Creator before you can even understand who your maker is. And it's essential in being set apart or holy is having a right understanding. You see that? Direct teaching. Direct teaching. Ooh-wee. Peter argues that false ideas about God lead to false moral behavior. It does. People have killed their children in the name of God, man. Recently. We got a whole video of Israelites, so-called prestigious Israelites. Every last one of them said they would murder their child if God told them to. Nobody said, oh, hell no, I'm not doing it. Why? We got a command of not killing. Nobody said, hell no. We got people saying, hell yeah, I would. Whoa. Why? Because false ideas about God lead to false moral behavior. See? So if you have the wrong idea about who your God is a man of war. So now you justifying Israel bombing hospitals full of children, Palestinian children at that. Yeah, the state of Israel. Benjamin Netanyahu is a maniac. He's what the Owaspi call a drunk. A low, dark, vibratorial individual who will bomb a hospital full of Palestinian children, give them the label of Esau or Amalek, and say he did it in the name of the God of Israel. And then all you Christians support the state of Israel. And all you Israelites do too, either directly or indirectly. I heard that mumble mouth Negro Yara, who calls himself the Black Sage now. Sound like a damn porno name. He over there talking about some damn right, kill them all. Kill them all. I said, whoa, did you hear this? And y'all got the unmitigated gall to try to compare them to us. There is no comparison. Ain't no comparison with the faithists or creator gang when it comes to this spiritual understanding. It ain't. I'm sick of the comparisons. You can't compare no maniac like that to what we talking about. False God down, flesh down, weapons down. That's what we talking about. Peter argued that false ideas about God lead to false moral behavior. If people believe God possesses moral defects, they may excuse the same defects in themselves. Plain English meaning. People imitate the God they worship. Flat out. You overheard, I can't believe the Israelites are on the corner and they're so militant. Why not? Why not? Oh, I can't believe the Israelites have white people kissing their boots. Why not? You ain't never read the Bible? You ain't never read the Bible, have you? Huh? The Bible, look, they're getting these things from the Bible. Oh, y'all can't believe the Israelites think they're going to have slaves in the kingdom of Jesus. You ain't never read the Bible? Huh? Old and New Testament condones, not condemns, condones slavery. Yeah, whoever the Israelites are in this world, according to the Bible, will be the slave masters in the kingdom with Jesus. And the other nations will be slaves in subjection. Tributaries, yes, that's in Bible. Yeah. You ain't know because you ain't reading it. You trusted your salvation to these pork mouth eating, these pig meat eating preachers. Who choose what scriptures or who select what scriptures you read. You got your little daily bread packets and they're pamphlets and they're full of motivational, spirit-filled teachings, but you ain't read the rest of the Bible though. Bible tell you that God is a man of war. So why are you mad at the Israelites who are devotees to God are militant? Their God is a man of war. People imitate the God they worship. If they believe that God lies, murders, envies, steals, deceives, changes his mind, favors wicked people, or demands violence, they may conclude that these acts are acceptable. See that? See that? You see why it's important for you to determine or to distinguish what is true and what is false, what is light and what is darkness, what's of the creator and what's of the damn devil. It's very important because people imitate who they worship. We roll with the ever-present creator, the all-powerful, the all-knowing, the unseen, the ever-present, and all about love, life, happiness, health, and liberty to all without the sacrifice of anyone or any animal. You see? You just mad because we choose to get even more bolder than you are. I'm not gonna sit back and watch a whole bunch of misguided people in darkness think they about to what you think you about to do? You think darkness is about to chase the light away? No. Darkness runs from the light. I'm about to cower down in the presence of all these dark, low vibrating individuals. What I look like? What we look like cowering down? You a devotee to a false God. I roll with the creator, the maker of God. What I look like cowering down on one of y'all? Yeah, that's what you don't like. You mad because bruh's roaring in these hours. Well, what you thought you was finna be able to walk up and slap us and we just, tuck our tail and go in a corner somewhere? Yeah, all right. Think it's a game. Think it's a game. If you believe your God is all that, you may conclude that these acts are acceptable. Therefore, a corrupt picture of God produces corrupt worshipers. Correct theology is necessary for righteous living. If y'all understand that, drop a 7,000 in the chat, man. What is going on, man? What is going on around here? What is going on around here? Oh, you want me to whisper this to you, huh? You want me to get in my Ned Flanders voice? Diddly do, neighbors. God loves you. Hell else you think you're gonna wake up a sleeping or slumbering people? Hell else you about to bring some people out of darkness singing, Jesus loves me, this I know, for the Bible tells me so. Ain't nobody about to hear you talking like that. Huh? No, we bold, courageous in this hour. But all this marvelous light, you understand what I'm saying? Where we at with it? Where we at? How we looking in the chat now? All this nursery rhyming. Like we supposed to be soft with this. Nah. I don't know. I don't even know how to be soft. I don't even know how to. I was raised by a man that wasn't playing none of that. Couldn't even come around my daddy with none of that. Nigga, what? Who? Boy, if you don't. Yeah. So I don't like all the soft men or the feminine vibration to be on men is foreign to me. Foreign. You understand? And it's why, look, I lost my father 20 years ago this year. I was 24 when my father left this earth. You dig? So I had 24 years with him. You understand what I'm saying? Look, I don't know nothing about no metrosexuals. I don't know nothing about beta males and that's foreign to me. I don't know nothing about it. You know what I mean? I'm a man and was raised by a man. Real men. Yeah, talk loud, walk hard, even fought it loud. Huh? Ain't heard nothing about your feelings. Nothing. That's just what it is. I don't. So when people be all, especially men, I understand women. Women are, you know, and I love that about the women. Women are feminine. Yeah, I be around enough men when it's time to, you know, get away at night and hang on back. You love to be around some good feminine energy. Absolutely. You know, man, but that's what the women possess. You dig? But when it comes to you men, or should I say you males, I don't know nothing about today. Like today is foreign to me. And I ain't even trying to understand it. I'm not trying to understand feminine men. You dig? So that's all it is. People would just be mad because we're raw. And let it be known, like, hey, look, hey, sweep that up. Clean that up. This is a no-fly zone. We ain't doing none of that. What is that? And that offends a lot of folks. Look, that even offends some women today. I've noticed it. Like, you rather have a noodle back man. You dig? That you can just slap the taste out of his mouth or something like that. You dig? But that's only for a moment, sisters. Y'all know y'all get bored. You'll get bored real quick with a soft, spineless noodle back man. Yeah, he's a chump. I can't do nothing with him. You know what I mean? Somebody knocked too hard on the door. He blowing his drawers out. You got to get up and go answer the door. You don't want no soft noodle back man. Stop it. Men are masculine and women are feminine, and that's the way creation works, and that's the way it's supposed to be. All right, let's get into this. All right, where we at? Look at this right here. Homily 2, chapter 43. Argument from the divine attributes, direct teaching. Peter asks a succession of moral questions. If God lies, who is truthful? If God is ignorant, who has foreknowledge? Or who is all-knowing, right? If God envies, who is above jealous? If God hardens people's hearts, who makes them wise? If God blinds and deafens, who gives sight and hearing? If God steals, who administers justice? If God does evil, who produces goodness? Plain English meaning. Peter is using a reductio ad absurdum argument. He follows an idea to its unreasonable conclusion. God is the source of truth, wisdom, justice, sight, goodness, and moral order. Therefore, Peter argues, God cannot simultaneously be the ultimate source of lying, ignorance, injustice, blindness, and evil. Come on, y'all. That makes sense. That makes sense. You can't be all this or be about truth, wisdom, justice, sight, goodness, and moral order, and then turn around and believe the passage that say God sends evil spirits and, God shall send them a strong delusion. And that God's about lying, ignorance, injustice, blindness, and evil. Stop it. Just stop. Right? That's a false charge that's on the Creator. Right? There are lies injected into the Bible. You understand? And if you believe the wrong thing, you may think, if you believe the wrong thing about God, or you accept the wrong things about God up top, then you start to accept these type of behaviors as acceptable amongst yourselves. That's the problem. The Creator has to be the ultimate standard of morality, goodness, wisdom, virtue, truth. Constantly, you understand? And that will keep us striving for these things. Easy money. Easy money. See? Any scriptural passage attributing such conduct to God contradicts God's essential nature. You see? Homily 2, chapter 44, the same continued. Direct teaching. This chapter contains one of the attached text's clearest criticisms of sacrificial religion. Look at this. For you sacrifices, for those that think the Most High is down with all the blood and all the flesh chewing and all the organ cutting. Look at this. Look at this. If he is fond of fat, y'all look, fat is what's around your organs. So in order for you to offer any type of fat that's surrounding any organ, what you got to do? You got to cut the victim or the animal open, cut the organs out, and then cut the fat off the organs. You got to kill. You got to kill the animal. And once you slit the animal's throat, hang it upside down, collect the blood of it in a bowl, and after you skin the animal down to the muscle tissue, then you got to cut his chest cavity open and start cutting his organs out. Around the organs is the fat that in the book of Leviticus is offered to the deity. Yeah, it's very brutal. Looks like a murder scene. The temple in Jerusalem and any other temple that offer up animal sacrifices, y'all, if you walk in there on any given day, it looked like a murder scene. Looked like a massacre that took place. If he is fond or okay of fat sacrifices, offerings, and drink offerings, who then is without need? And who is holy and pure and perfect? I'm saying if he's in need of fat sacrifices, offerings, and drink offerings, then who then is without need and who is holy and pure and perfect? Peter also rejects portrayals of God as living in a tent. This is God's house. Whether it's the temple in Jerusalem or whether it was the portable tabernacle or whether it's that church on your corner or whether it's your so-called Israelite congregation. Peter also rejects portrayals of God as living in a tent, requiring lamps, dwelling in smoke, arriving with weapons, loving warfare, or favoring murderers, plain English meaning. Peter argues that the Creator cannot need animal fat. Exactly. The Creator cannot need slaughtered animals. This is Peter 2,000 years ago. Regardless if you accept it or not. It's showing you that, yes, there are many lies injected into the scriptures because you can read about all this in Leviticus and all throughout Bible. A commandment to offer up animal flesh and the fat off the organs. Peter argues that the Creator cannot need animal fat, slaughtered animals, food offerings, wine offerings, lamps, smoke, tents, or other material provisions. A God who created, or the Creator who created the universe, does not need human beings to feed him. Think about that. A Creator doesn't need mankind to feed him. Is that hard to understand? If that's difficult for you to grasp, put a 1 in the chat. If it's so difficult for you to grasp that your maker don't need nothing from you, don't need you to feed him, if that's hard to understand, put a 1 in the chat. You believe that you know your deity, the maker of suns, moons, and stars, needs for you to feed it. Put a one in the chat. The criticism is directed against the idea that God enjoys the smoke, blood, and fat of sacrificed animals. Good night. Yeah, because you got in the Bible where it's considered a sweet smelling aroma to the God. Meaning it smell good. Blood, fat, flesh, and smoke smell good. Good night. I don't know about y'all. When last time y'all been in one of them Chinese stores, grocery stores? Sometimes them suckers be having, you know, the best herbs and the best exotic fruits in it. But do you smell that when you walk up in there? Go up in one of them Chinese grocery stores, boy, the smell. Huh? Nothing but dead flesh. Nothing but dead flesh. With a big old statue of Buddha right in the front of that sucker. Stomach hanging over his belt line. But the smell, though. Huh? The smell is out of this world. It's horrendous. It's horrendous. Dead flesh and blood does not smell good at all. Huh? Dead flesh and blood don't smell good at all. And on the real, you only was burning incense in that temple to cover up that smell. Try your best to cover up that smell. Huh? With that weak air freshener you get from Dollar Tree. Well, that won't even cover a fart up. There ain't nothing you can burn to cover up the smell of dead flesh and blood. What is you talking about? The criticism is directed against the idea that God enjoys the smoke, blood, and fat of sacrificed animals. Such a portrayal makes God resemble a needy human ruler, or what, y'all? A pagan deity, rather than the perfect creator. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. You see? Yeah, you over here getting mad. What you getting mad by? All this is in the Bible. And you got Peter, the Nazarene disciple or apostle of the real Yahshua, the Messiah, 2,000 years ago in the pre-Nicene era, teaching this. Huh? And here you go, still trying to make an apple and orange. Here you go, trying to be an apologetic. Shout out to the brothers and sisters that standing strong in this hour, man. We don't care nothing about y'all getting mad on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok. Because we exposing your deity good. Get mad. Get mad. But like I say, I ain't a believer. And none of them threats, because I ain't seen Nam body drop. Nam body drop, because y'all know better. And deep down, you know what the brothers and sisters is saying, what we are saying is true. You know. You know it. You just in denial right now. You like, dang, man. I done spent so much emotionally, financially, physically, mentally, and being quoted and devoted to this God, and it's looking like he false. Well, it's false. What do? Tap in with Creator Gang. Tap in with those you know that's out here really dropping this light out here. You dig? And start thinking for yourself. Start thinking for yourself. All right? You already got the word of the Almighty. You was born with it. You was born with it. You've been saying your entire life, man, I should have followed my first mind. That's the voice of the Creator. That's the voice of your maker. Yeah, follow your first mind. Well, that watermelon juice, boy, that ginger, that boy. Get you some of that living H3O2, that boy. Get you some of that H3O2, that boy. Tap in. You was born with the word of the Creator. You was born with it. Huh? Guess what? You just been conditioned and trained to block out the voice of the Almighty. And then you do this. You give what's called the benefit of the doubt. Doubting ain't never had a benefit. Oh no, I'm just gonna ignore that. And that's, credit on twist your arm behind your back. Right? If you don't want to choose credit, you're gonna choose what's false. And then you got to deal with it. You was born with the word of the Almighty. Burn every book tonight. If you burned every book in the planet or on the planet tonight, does the faith or does your faith in the Almighty Creator waver? With me, hell to the no. You really don't even need a book, to be honest with you. But since we talking books, then, we're going to compare and contrast. In my humble opinion, hey, ain't nothing out there messing with that Owaspy. That Owaspy is a whole nother level. But you don't even need that. You don't need any book to serve the Almighty. You don't need any book. You don't. All you gotta do is get outside and do good to somebody, man. And work on suppressing that demon, that flesh, you understand, that you was born with. Yeah. You gotta suppress him. You cannot let your flesh rule. I'm reading it again. The criticism is directed against the idea that God enjoys the smoke, blood, and fat of sacrificed animals. Such a portrayal makes God resemble a needy human ruler or pagan deity rather than the perfect creator. This chapter does not merely criticize badly performed sacrifices. It questions the entire idea that the creator could be fond of sacrificial blood, fat, and offerings. Good night, boy. Good night, boy. Dang, son. I'm getting better with the visuals too, man. I'm telling you. Boy, your little brother getting better with the visuals. Y'all ready? What's going on, Dread? Boy, that almost look like, I could produce a movie or something around this deal. Boy, look at them visuals right there, boy. You remember people when we first started doing thumbnails with the AI, they was looking more cartoonish. You dig? Well, your boy getting kind of cold there, boy. Look at that there, boy. Was Jesus a vegetarian? The ancient evidence. Good night. I want to hear that. Most High don't want no salad, nigga. Most High say he want his steak. Let's get into it. Yeah, BC, what you say, boy? Look at my brother Brandon Carter say, hold on, boy, you took it back to Friday on him, huh? What you say, boy? You think you a man with that book in your hand? You think you a man with that book in your hand, don't you? I'm a man without it. Boy, that's funny. Straight up. You said, boy, that boy good. Yeah, my thumbnails is off the comic book status now, man. Yeah, I ain't producing thumbnails that look cartoonish anymore. And them deals look like a boy. Look like that boy can go ahead and start producing some movies. See, live, what's going on? Tap in with your brother, man. I got a few prompts I got together, man. It's, you know. I can make if you need some thumbnails, holler at your little brother. I'm getting pretty thorough with it. You dig? Oh, praise. Hey, what you say, boy? Look what Dre say. You got a greedy, lazy girl. You hear me? Dang, love that thumbnail. That's what's up. All praises. No seafood here. Yeah, I feel you, bro. Ain't doing none of that there. Dang, what you mean, Prince? Boy, I'll let your brother, man. Hey, what you say? Got that easy E curl. Hey, look, hey, boy, Dre, hold on, let me go back up. Hold on. Y'all finna have me up in her laughing today. Boy, look at that there, boy. That was designed by your little brother. Dang. Yeah, give me the grapes and all that. Give me the grapes, give me the bread, give me the olives. I'm cool on that over there to the right, boy. That look hideous. What you say, boy? Not you sure with the curve, boy. Oh man. Hold on. Hey, y'all remember, if y'all old enough to remember, y'all remember Coming to America, boy, that soul glow. Just let your soul glow. Yeah. Jesus with the soul glow in, boy. Oh, man. Y'all leave me alone, man. We over here clowning. Yeah, about design that though, man. You feel me? Y'all tap in with your little brother. I'll get you together real quick. I'll let me a little taste. Soul glow, boy. Y'all remember Coming to America, boy, when the whole family got up off that couch, boy, it was Jerry Curl juice all on the couch. Man, that was funny, boy. All right, let's get back to it. Y'all got me over here laughing, reminiscing. Hey, what'd you say, King, boy? What'd you say, boy? Hey, I'm trying to tell you. Dang. I always got to throw a little humor in there, man. You dig? Everybody all serious and ready to blow a head gasket. You dig? Come on, man. We got we got humor and we got our own personalities for a reason. You dig? Yeah. I spend a lot of time laughing. I ain't gonna lie. I gotta laugh off some of this stuff out here, man. You feel me? All right, let's get into it. The ancient evidence. Was Yahshua a vegetarian? Dang. More into it. Homily 2, chapter 45. How God or the Creator is to be thought of. Direct teaching. Direct teaching. Yeah, straight up. You better start laughing out here, man. Man, look, I'm always boy. Yeah, if I ain't in war mode, I'm laughing. I got to. And then y'all, I got short leggers. I got teenagers and I got short leggers. I got children in high school and children in grade school. I stay laughing. Got to. All right, so look at this. How the Creator of God is to be thought of. Direct teaching. Peter replaces the negative descriptions with a positive confession of God as one, good, righteous, merciful, patient, pure, immortal, loving, the Creator. See, Peter, the Nazarenes and the Saints was talking about the Creator, y'all. Let's go ahead and make that distinction right now. They wasn't talking about the God that was being worshipped in that slaughterhouse you call a temple. They wasn't. They roll with the Creator, the God Maker. You see? And how about we all do the same? See, in that there's no sexism, there's no racism, there's no tribalism. You feel me? There's no you above me and none of that. You just charged with doing good to the next man, woman, and child and all of creation. That's it. And the evil or bad or the harm you bring, you got to clean that up. Huh? That's on you, however long it takes. However long it takes, you got to clean that up, not me. See, we talking about the Creator. We're not talking about the same God as you Israelites. We're not talking about the same God as you Muslims or you Christians. And we for damn sure ain't talking about the same gods of Egypt, the Cometian gods. Good night. I wouldn't even show my children the Egyptian creation stories. Oh no, it's highly freaky. You got gods catching speedballs to the face, and it's too much. You dig? So we not talking about the same one that y'all praying to in your prayer breath, not us. We talking about the Creator. The one, the good, the righteous, the merciful, the patient. Creator is patient. Creator is patient. You dig? I thank Creator for that, because man, oh man, boy, especially dealing with me. Man. Hey, I could be bullheaded at times. I don't know, man. Sometimes I be tripping. So I really thank the Almighty for being patient. I really do. I really do. Man, I be tripping. You dig? And then in turn, I gotta turn around and be patient with my children. You dig? Sometimes you gotta turn up a little taste, but then you know, hey, you gotta be patient, man. Gotta be patient out here. That's a patience is a virtue that we all have to develop. You know what I mean? And work toward perfecting that. Like for real patience. I thank the Almighty every day that the Almighty is patient. Pure. The Creator is pure. Immortal, of course. Loving. The Creator. The Sustainer. And the benefactor of humanity. What is we talking about here, man? Huh? What is we talking about here, man? Plain English meaning. This is Peter's proper standard for interpreting scripture. See? Look at that. A genuine revelation must agree with the character of a God who is completely good. That's what a servant of the Most High always talking about. A benevolent, all-loving creator. Absolutely. So whenever servant of the Most High come in the chat, that's what's being talked about. You see, an all-loving, completely good benefactor of all humanity. What's wrong with that? A genuine revelation must agree with the character of a God who is completely good, just toward everyone. And that means everyone, y'all. Even the people you don't like. Huh? Merciful. Not controlled by physical hunger or material need. The source of life rather than the lover of death. The creator of the whole world rather than a limited tribal being. You see that? You got to let the tribalism and the racism and the bigotry go. You got to let that go. It's blocking your rise, spiritually speaking. You over here so filled with hatred and anger and ready to go kill white folk and Chinese folk and African folk and all that. Nah, look, you being racist or being a bigot is only gonna get you so far. And the truth be told, you ain't gonna rise spiritually no higher than your nostrils. Yeah, you ain't going nowhere. When you get out here and look at the so-called ISUPK dealing with Captain Tazoryak and all them, look, he didn't hit the ceiling. Spiritually speaking, he can't go no further. That's why he always arguing whether Jesus was born of a virgin or not, or if Gentiles can be saved. It's the same remedial topics over and over and over again. You'd be like, dang, bro, why you still saying the same thing you were saying back in 2014? Why? Because being racist, being a bigot, being sexist, being all that extra dose isms or whatever. You're only going to be allowed to rise so far. And usually it's not above your nostrils. The Creator is not controlled by physical hunger or material need. The Creator is the source of life rather than the love of death, and the Creator of the whole world rather than a limited tribal being. Look at that. Look at that, boy. Homily 2, chapter 47. A pertinent question. Oh, wait. Let's keep going. And you ain't heard nothing evil yet. Now people mad at us. You over here mad and angry about what? What did you mad about? You can't get your racism off over here. And it don't matter who you are. You're white man, black man, Chinese. You can't come over here with us, you know what I mean, with your chest poked out, believing you superior than somebody. This is a no-fly zone. That'll get shot out the earth quick. We'll mock you. Look at him walking up in here like he the groovy guru. Look at him walking up in here like he an authored Bible or something. Yeah, you'll get mocked. And amongst our clan, boy, hey, boy, we're professionals when it comes to roasting folk. I try to tell you. Homily 2, chapter 47. A pertinent question, direct teaching. Clement asked how Peter would answer someone who insists the scriptures are true, though to you the things spoken against God or Elohim seem to be false. Clement wants an objective argument rather than a conclusion based only on personal feelings. Plain English meaning. Clement raises an important objection. How can you prove that a morally disturbing passage is false instead of simply saying that you dislike it? That's an excellent question. That's an excellent question. Peter must now demonstrate internal contradictions rather than relying only on emotion. Homily 2, chapter 48, a particular case, direct teaching. Peter asks Clement to select one specific problem. Clement chooses biblical statements that appear to portray God as ignorant. Peter promises to show that such statements are not merely offensive, but logically false. Like, use your common sense. This is false. Plain English meaning. Peter shifts from a general claim to a test case. The method is select a questionable statement, compare it with what is necessarily true about God, compare it with contrary statements in Scripture, determine whether the questionable passage is logically consistent. Ooh, wee. Ooh, wee. Ooh, wee. Ooh, wee. Ooh, wee. Look at this right here. Homily 2, chapter 49, reduction to absurdity, direct teaching. Peter asks how a human writer could know how the world was created while also claiming that God did not know something. If the writer possessed knowledge of creation, that knowledge had to come from God. Therefore, it would be absurd for the human recipient to know what the divine giver did not know. Plain English meaning. Peter's argument is a prophet's supernatural knowledge comes from the Almighty. The source of knowledge must possess at least the knowledge given to the prophet. Therefore, a prophet cannot possess foreknowledge that God himself lacks. Y'all see that? Passages portraying God as discovering facts. Passages portraying the Almighty as discovering, meaning he didn't know it first. Discovering facts. Conducting experiments, that also shows you don't know everything. You do an experiment to try to find out something, right? Huh? Passages portraying the Almighty as discovering facts, conducting experiments, or learning new information cannot be literally true. Yeah, because that means he's not all knowing. Y'all understand that? Anything, any passage that portrays the Almighty as discovering something. Let me conduct an experiment to see if this is true. Or that the Almighty, the Creator, had to learn new information. That gotta be false. Why? Why would that be false? Because that's proven that the Almighty does not have all knowledge, or what's called omniscient. Foreknowledge. Knows all. Know everything. The fact that that you discover something or you conducted an experiment proves at one time you was what? Ignorant of something. Or that God had to sit down and learn something new. Nah, that can't be true. Why? Because who we call the Creator is all knowing. Huh? If it's making sense, y'all drop a 3,000 in the chat, man. We out here working today. We working. You're not playing no game. You don't play no games no more. You don't play no games no more. Let me check the chat. Y'all talking about it. Wade. Man, yeah, you're right. Okay. Nah, there ain't nothing racist about dealing with real history. Whoever has harmed or done any type of injustice, you understand, may their victims receive justice in this world and the world to follow. We ain't let nobody off the hook. It's just when you deal with history objectively, man, you'll see the evil that's been happening amongst every tribe of people. Worldwide, amongst themselves and what they've done to others. Huh? For example, y'all heard about that black ass devil down in Florida, that 42-year-old pastor with HIV, that's been having sex with his parishioners, these little boys, or an ordained pastor. I was like, dang, he younger than me, 42 years old. When the police chief put the picture up, I say, good night, boy. This cat knowingly Not only already know he got HIV, right? He's an ordained pastor, 42 years old in Florida, a black devil, huh? And he been running around finding, helpless teens, little boys, huh? To penetrate their rectums and give them HIV. They just locked him up the other day. I say, boy, look at this here, boy. Huh? And so far, you blackety black folk, what we supposed to do is go quiet on that? Huh? Not say nothing? Nah, he's a urine drinking, black-hearted bastard. And may all his victims receive justice in this world and the world to come. How about that? How about that? See, evil don't have a color. Righteousness don't either. You see that? Oh, wait. Oh, wait, boy. Look at this right here. Homily 2. Chapter 50. Good night, boy. This is serious. Good night, good night, good night. Good night, good night, good night. Homily 2, chapter 50. A satisfactory answer. Excuse me. A satisfactory answer. Direct teaching. Peter concludes. The scripture that say he is ignorant or false, and those that say he knows are true. The scriptures that say he is ignorant or false, and those that say he knows are true. God cannot give foreknowledge to prophets while lacking foreknowledge himself. Plain English meaning, when two passages contradict one another, Peter does not automatically harmonize both. That's what you apologists do. You try to make an apple and orange today. You try to make a square a circle today. Huh? I don't do that. It's just, if it says what it says, look, I just let it be what it is. That's what it says. My job is not to harmonize it. That's the apologist's job. When two passages contradict one another, Peter does not automatically harmonize both. He chooses the passage that agrees with God's perfection, reason, divine foreknowledge, and the teachings of the true prophet. The contrary passage is classified as a false addition. Look at that. So anything that's written against the Almighty is false. Stand on it. Stand on it. You know what I mean? Stand on it and stand strong. It's just what it is. Homily 2, chapter 51. Weigh in the balance. Yeah, y'all, we victims of these false deities and gods. The Creator never cursed you, Negroes. Or anyone. Creator don't curse. False gods curse. You see? The false gods curse. And that's what it is. We've been up under the banner of these slave masters who are up under the banner of these false deities and gods. That's why I like honoring my brother, the Minister of Wellness. Everything in Kenya is black. All the mayors, all the governors, all the police, and everything is all out corrupt. They're oppressing each other. They just killed a 14-year-old brother in Kenya. The police did. Shot him in his head. You see? Y'all, this stuff don't know no color. Evil is evil. Righteousness is righteousness. You supposed to read the room. Oppression is going down all over this earth. Go to Saudi Arabia where they're cutting heads off, lopping heads off today. Huh? Because you listen to some rap music or took a puff of a joint, they'll chop your damn head off. And they're doing that amongst their own. Go to Russia. Go to Siberia. Go to Ukraine. Huh? These are so-called, you would say, Europeans or white folks amongst each other committing oppression, slaughter at a level you've never seen. Yeah, look, the oppression, the slavery, the bondage, the killing, y'all, this stuff goes down worldwide amongst every nation and tribes of men. Evil is evil. You dig? The beautiful thing is the Almighty Creator had nothing to do with any of it. Not even scattering you Negroes into slavery. No, nothing to do with it. It was these deities and false gods you came up on. Yeah. And you got Israelites today, I'm just walking out these curses. Walking out these curses. Man, if you don't go sit your ass down somewhere claiming to be cursed, huh? The world has a false God problem. That's what it is. That's what it is. The world has a false God problem. That's what's going on here. Way in the balance, direct teaching. Peter interprets Jesus saying, be good money changers as an instruction to distinguish genuine teachings from counterfeit ones. In the scriptures, there are some true sayings and some spurious. Spurious mean lies. See? So Peter is getting this from who you call Yahshua. He's his student. So he was taught that, yeah, there are true sayings in the Bible, but there are lies in it too. There are lies in it as well. You see? He also interprets Yahshua's rebuke about not knowing the true things of the scriptures as evidence that not everything written is true. Yeah. You err not knowing the scriptures when he told the scribes that, nor the power of God. Well, how could the scribes not know the scriptures and they the ones writing it out? He was talking about the true things in the scriptures. You err not knowing the truth of the scriptures. That's what that's about. Nor the power of God. Of course, they know the scripture. They know where Deuteronomy at. They know where First Kings is at. They know what's in it because they wrote it down. So it goes into the true things of the scriptures. He also interprets Jesus' rebuke about not knowing the true things of the scriptures as evidence that not everything written is true. Plain English meaning. Just as a money changer examines coins, a believer must examine religious statements. Y'all heard that? Examine that before you jump all the way outside and say it's true, man. Huh? Think for yourself. The test include, does the statement agree with the goodness of the Almighty? This is how you test these things that you read or that you heard. Does that agree with the goodness of the Almighty? Hell no, it don't. Okay. Does it agree with creation and reason? Does it agree with the teaching of Yahshua, the true prophet? Does it contradict a clearer and morally superior revelation? Does it produce goodness or wickedness? See, you shall know a tree by the fruit it bear, right? Faith is therefore not presented as blind acceptance. Homily 2, chapter 52, sins of the holy men denied. People finna get mad now. People finna get mad now. Homily 2, chapter 52, sins of the holy men denied. Direct teaching. Direct teaching. Peter refuses to believe scandalous stories about righteous people. He denies that Adam was a transgressor, so Peter carving up the Torah, y'all. He don't believe Adam was a transgressor, so the story about the Garden of Eden, he like throw that in the trash. Because that's where you get the idea that Adam transgressed, right? He just throw that in the trash. Peter said, nah, we don't believe Noah was a drunk either. So the whole story about Ham uncovering his nakedness and Canaan being cursed and all that flood narrative in the Bible, yeah, throw that in the trash. That's off. Peter said he don't believe either that Abraham lived immorally with 3 wives. Oh, okay. So that who we talking about? Sarah, Hagar, and Keturah. Story of Abraham with his throw that in the trash. This is what Peter is saying 2,000 years ago. You over here mad at Malaki Macabee or a minister of wellness. Look at you. What you mad about? Or you mad at the creator gang? What you mad about? Because we like, yeah, it's something else going on with Bible, man. I don't, everything written ain't right. Here you go getting mad at my sister Keela when she start dropping bombs on social media and y'all mad. Getting a hissy fit. And then you same renegade, rebellious Negroes be in her inbox trying to holler at her. Like, which one is it? She just punched all on your God. And here you come trying to holler at her. What you mad about? Peter was saying this 2,000 years ago, something wrong with what you hugging on. Something wrong with the Bible that you find that you have so much reference for. He denies that Adam was a transgressor, so throw the Garden of Eden story in the trash. He denies that Noah became drunk, so throw that whole Ham uncovering his nakedness story of the flood narrative in the trash. He denies that Abraham lived immorally with 3 wives, so throw that whole story of Sarah, Hagar, and Keturah in the trash. He denies that Jacob maintained 4 wives, including sisters. So the story of Jacob's women, Rachel, Leah, who he hated according to the Bible, or what you Negroes say mean love less, whatever. Huh? The story of Rachel, Leah, Zilhah, and Bilhah, and that's how the 12 tribes came, supposedly. Throw it in the trash. Peter also denied that Moses was a murderer, that Waspi agreed with that. Waspi tell you Moses never murdered anyone. Peter was saying it 2,000 years ago, though. He denied that Moses was a murderer. So the whole story of Moses looked this way and that way and killed dude and hit him in the sand and fled Egypt as a fugitive. Throw it in the trash. He also denied that Moses learned justice from his father-in-law, Jethro, which was an idolatrous high priest. Huh? Throw it in the trash. Peter is denying this 2,000 years ago. He just carved your whole Torah up. He just carved up Genesis and Exodus. And then we already know he was speaking against the sacrifices, so throw Leviticus in the trash. Man, hey, look, man. Hold on, man. Hold on. Dang, son. Dang. Hey, man. I know you want to get mad at me. I'm saying the things that we talking about today. He was talking about 2,000 years ago. So look, again, I didn't write the book. I only read what's in it. And you mad because answers are coming out about questions you've been had. You just don't got the spiritual fortitude to step outside and search for them. Plain English, Peter applies the false pericope theory not only to passages dishonoring God, but also the passages dishonoring genuinely righteous prophets. His reasoning is the true prophet should reflect divine righteousness. Huh? What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? Stories portraying the greatest righteous figures as immoral may be corrupt traditions. One must judge those stories according to the established character and mission of the person. This is a radical reread. Look at that, y'all. This is a radical rereading of Genesis and Exodus. Good night, boy. Hold on. This is a radical rereading of Genesis and Exodus. Good night, man. Let's get into a quick summary. Part 2, Clementine Homily, chapter by chapter summary. Homily 3, chapter 45, mercy, not sacrifice. Look at that. There go Yahshua with the soul glow again, good. Hold on, Yahshua the Nazarene got the soul glow popping. Dang. Somebody gonna be mad about something. Somebody gonna be mad about something. Boy, look at this cat right here. To the left of the screen, he look like he belong in the UPK, don't he, boy? Look at the headpiece on him. Hey, that's when Messiah went to the temple, overthrew the tables and the money changers with the money, and he released the animals, set the captives free. They was in there selling sacrifices to slaughter these animals, and he went in there and shut that down. It ain't been a greater movement since. To be honest with you, it ain't been a greater movement since. That was radical during this time. It still is today. Shout out to Cam Waters, who made the Christspiracy documentary and the Seaspiracy. Yeah, Cam just caught a Fed case. Caught a Fed charge, man. Yep. I think he was out in California somewhere rescuing some dogs or something. He didn't, they announced not that long ago. He got caught. Yeah. And caught some Fed charges. Huh? Releasing and saving some animals. Huh? Turning over tables. Shout out to brother Cam Waters, man. I say that. Cam done jumped outside and pressed play on the map. Yeah. One of our European bros. This is what it is. But he bought that action though. Cam bought that action. Cam got Fed charges pending. Cam got Fed charges pending. I know Cam. I actually got Cam number. Yeah. We rapping the back chats and all that. We got like a little group, a little chat. I'll be rapping with Cam. Y'all, if y'all haven't seen the Christspiracy documentary and even the Seaspiracy about the oceans and all that, both are excellent documentaries. Y'all need to look them up and see if y'all can watch them. But in that Christspiracy documentary, Cam go into it and show. You dig? He go show the whole ancient Nazarene way and all that. Go into how who we call Yahshua or Jesus was a radical vegetarian or vegan. Radical. It took someone radical to go into the bank or the slaughterhouse and shut it down. And that's what got him killed. That's what got Messiah indicted by the feds and got him killed because he went into the slaughterhouse, the temple. Then it was big money then, and it's big money now. And he started turning over tables. Overthrowing tables of money. In the book of John, I think it said he made a bullwhip, start whooping jokers up out of there. And then he set the captives free. He set the animals that were caged up, who were set to be sold, to be slaughtered for sacrifices during the Passover. He released the animals. And ain't been another radical movement like that since. You dig? And what Cam just went through reminded me of it. I said, dang, boy. Okay, Cam. Oh, yeah, okay. You done jumped outside and pressed play, did you, boy? Yeah, Cam got Fed charges pending right now for rescuing some dogs from being tortured and slaughtered. I think, matter of fact, he got this August, ain't it? Yeah, he got court coming up sometime this month. Yep, shout out to Cam. Cam went hard, boy. Woof. Hard. He done jumped outside and pressed play on the map. Mercy not sacrifice. The Jesus and temple slaughter. Look at that boy. Look at that boy. Get into these sacrifices. Get into these sacrifices. Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee, ooh-wee. I was getting this right here. All right here. Sacrifices. This vital chapter immediately precedes the first chapter from Homily 3, including in the attachment, primary source teaching. Peter argues that God was not pleased with sacrifices and did not desire animals to be killed. He uses the plague following Israel's craving for flesh in Numbers 11 as evidence that God opposed both flesh lust and animal slaughter. Look at that. You know about Numbers 11, don't you? Yeah. That's a story where the quail dropped out the sky. And look, it's so many piles of quail, mountains of quail was on the ground in front of them, the Israelites. And what happened? These jokers start eating so much flesh, y'all, that the quail start coming out of their nose, their nostrils. They was lusting for flesh so bad that mountains of quail was provided, even though they was eating manna, even though they had fruit there provided for them. They said, the hell with a salad and some fruit. We want some flesh. Okay, the other flesh right there is mountains of quail right there. He's just like, move, get out the way, get it. Y'all, and it don't say nothing about them cooking this quail or nothing. They ate this quail fully feathered with blood in it, and they ate so much of it that the quail start coming out their nostrils. That's Bible. Huh? But it shows right here, that story itself shows that the Almighty is not pleased with sacrifices. Look at it again. Peter argued that God was not pleased with sacrifices and did not desire animals to be killed. He uses the plague following Israel's craving for flesh in Numbers 11 as evidence that God opposed both flesh lust and animal slaughter. Plain English meaning. Peter's reasoning is Israel craved flesh in the wilderness. The people were punished when they consumed it. Therefore, flesh eating was not presented as God's ideal gift. Sacrifice cannot occur without killing animals. Facts. Facts. Sacrifice cannot occur without killing animals. For you thinking that you chewing on some animal flesh and that you're not partaking in the sacrifice, you are. You can't sacrifice an animal unless you kill it. Sacrifice cannot occur without killing animals because God did not desire animals to be slaughtered. He did not originally institute animal sacrifice or flesh chewing. Sacrificial commands found in the written text are therefore classified among the false additions to the Bible. See that? This is the strongest explicit anti-animal sacrifice passage in the Clementine Homilies, Homily 3, chapter 46, disparagements of God, direct teaching. Statements accusing God of evil are invalidated by contrary scriptural statements. The visible order of creation and the moral character revealed in God's works. Peter concludes that the offensive passages were not written by a prophetic hand. Plain English meaning. Creation is treated as a form of divine handwriting. Y'all heard that? Handwriting. Ooh, wait. A passage portraying God as chaotic, cruel, ignorant, or impure contradicts the order of the heavens, the stability of creation, and the goodness necessary for life. Therefore, the created world becomes a test for the written word. Good night, boy. Good night, good night, good night. We cooking. Cooking today, B. Cooking today, B. What is we talking about? My bro say. What you say? I tell these parasites they shouldn't eat flesh and blood. They would tell you about clean and unclean animals. Idiots. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Because what about that quail? That quail supposed to be clean according to the Bible. Dang, son. What is really going on? What my brother say? What you say, Roy? If they ran a video about factory farming during the Super Bowl, it would change the world, man. Man, you hear me? I'll play that Dominion flick. Yeah, go play that. Go play a flick in which they slaughter an animal. Boy, I'll try to tell you. Hey, as if there's a such thing as a clean dead body. We're gonna do us another part of this, but I'm gonna stick around for a good another 30 minutes and we're gonna close on out, y'all. You feel me? It's just what it is. It's just what it is. Dang. Somebody gonna be mad about something, man. Somebody gonna be mad about something. Homily 3, chapter 47. Foreknowledge of Moses, direct teaching. Peter says Moses originally transmitted the law or the Torah orally to 70 elders. Someone else wrote it down after Moses' death. Fact. So you're claiming that the first 5 books of the Bible, the books of Moses, you don't have Moses' writings today. You don't. Moses could not have written the account of his own death and burial. That's common sense. Or even when you hear language in the Bible, like, oh, the man Moses was the most meekest man on the earth. That's Moses writing about himself. Somebody else is writing that. It's not Moses. It's not a personal journal. It's not Moses writing that. Moses couldn't have written about his own death and burial, y'all. How was that possible? Moses himself couldn't have, wrote about the Garden of Eden. What, he was over in the corner somewhere with a tape recorder? He was in the corner somewhere in the Garden of Eden with an iPhone, recording the whole thing. It's time to start using common sense, y'all. Moses could not have written the account of his own death and burial. The written Torah was lost, rediscovered, removed, and destroyed during the Babylonian conquest. You heard that? These interruptions make later textual corruption possible. Yeah. Yeah, you ain't got you think. I heard somebody ask, who was that? Anybody asked God Logic this. Does he believe Moses? It was a Muslim too. Do he believe Moses wrote the first 5 books of the Bible? He said, I do. And then I heard somebody ask Captain Crunch to Zoyak the same thing. He believed, and he said, yeah. And look, a basic reading of the Bible proves Moses didn't write what you had today. The written, why? Because the written Torah was lost, rediscovered, removed, and then finally destroyed during the Babylonian conquest. That's 606 BCE. Some say 568 BCE. So over 2,500 years ago, you know what I mean? The original Torah had been burned up and destroyed. So what Torah is it that they're coming out of Babylon with? It's a refurbished Torah. Under him who was up under the authority of the Persian court. By a man by the name of Ezra. Well, how he got the Torah back is in 2nd Ezra 14. Historically, it's known as the men of the Great Assembly. You don't have what Moses wrote. You ain't got that. Plain English meaning. Right? So that's why Peter tell you in Jeremiah 8:8 it says that, look, man, there's lies in the Bible. You better be careful. Everything you reading is not right. Everything you reading is not right. Right? And you need to understand the moral character of the Creator before you start navigating through the Bible and start believing certain things. Because if you believe evil things about your maker, the Almighty, the Creator, such as he's a bigot or such as he's a man of war, and guess what? You become a man of war and you become a racist or a bigot or a narcissist. Because you justify your behavior and your actions based off the behavior or the moral character of who you call God. And if God is a man of war, if God is tribal, if God is racist, if God is bloodthirsty, then you're justified in being all those things. Make sense? If that makes sense, drop a 8,000 in the chat, family. We working. Peter distinguishes between the revelation given through Moses, the oral explanation of that revelation, and the later written books attributed to Moses. He does not reject Moses. He rejects the assumption that everything in the later written collection came directly from Moses. That makes sense, man. Come on. It's real easy, man. It's like y'all making this deal hard. It's not that hard. It's not that hard. Yeah, about them scribes, bro. Yeah. Absolutely. It ain't hard, man. It ain't hard. You just gotta stop being a renegade. You understand? And it just is what it is, man. It just is what it is. Homily 3, chapter 48, test of truth, direct teaching. Simon asks how anyone can separate the true Mosaic tradition from the false material mixed with it. Peter answers that a particular prophecy was providentially preserved to identify the coming true prophet. Plain English meaning. Peter does not claim that every person can reconstruct the original Torah independently. The correct interpreter must first identify the true prophet, which would be, in this case, Yahshua HaMashiach, the Messiah. Once identified, that prophet's teaching becomes the authoritative key for separating truth from falsehood. There you go. See? There you go. But see, if you don't know that, if you don't know the moral character of the Creator, you dig, and then the teaching that one sent by the Creator will come teaching. Come on, man. You lost in the sauce. You just being seasoned before you get dropped in the fryer. That's it. That's it. Homily 3, chapter 49. A couple more of these, and we're gonna close our family. We ain't even gotten to we got the gospel of the Holy 12 in this same document. So we'll come back on and do another part of this. It's just what it is. And that's the beautiful thing about the information creator gang put together. We got so much information, bro. We can turn one document we have into like a 10-part series. You see? Just what it is, man. We put that information together and we do it for y'all. I'm not even concerned about myself. I do this for y'all. You understand? I do this for those who really trying to get an understanding about what it is. I'm not even concerned about, you know what I mean, myself, or what we say, my own salvation. I ain't even concerned about it. I know the system in order and what I got to do to be in good standing with the Almighty. And I work on that every day, right? But when we come outside and do these type of teachings, or when we have presentations, interviews, debates, or whatever it may be, you dig? I do this for y'all. I don't do this for me. I do this for y'all. You know what I mean? That way you can be outside bold, confident, and righteous in what you're saying. Bow-legged in the shoulders. So make no mistake, I do it for y'all, man, because I love those who looking for a higher light, looking for truth and just tired of being lied to. You dig? I know your pain. I know your pain. I know what it feel like to be lied to your entire life. You understand? And truth be told, you just want to be in good standing with your maker, man, with the Creator. You don't care really nothing about nothing. You just want to make sure you in good standing. You on the right path. You understand? And that you can pass this to your family, right, man? Those coming up under you, your children and all that. I do this for y'all. You see? Because I know, man, I know how frustrating it can get. Right? And I know how it feels to be quoted and devoted and find out you've been lied to. You like, oh man, I'm about ready to trip out here. Right? So when we up late night and putting these things together and all that, man, I do this for y'all. That's what it's about. Y'all, that's all I'm concerned about. All right? I ain't concerned about myself. I ain't concerned about me. I do this for everybody outside of me. All right? Homily 3, chapter 49, a true prophet, direct teaching. Peter cites the prophecy that a ruler would not fail from Yahudah until the expected one came. He identifies Yahshua or Jesus as this expected figure and argues that belief in Yahshua's teachings enables a person to identify what is true or false in Scripture. Notice say belief in his teachings, not that he's God or that you got to drink his blood or you're covered by the blood. No, it's what did this Son of Light teach? And once you know that, you can properly navigate through these murky waters called the Bible and choose what's true, and discard what's false. You see? Plain English. Yahshua, Jesus, not merely another teacher commenting on the Torah. Within the Clementine system, Jesus is the final interpretive authority, the revealer of the original law or Torah, the exposer of false additions, and the standard by which earlier texts are judged. Dang, son. Dang, son. I'm going to read this last one right here, and we're going to get on up out of here. We're going to get on up out of here. Easy money. Easy money, man. Yeah, real spill. It's all good. It's all good, son. Homily 3, chapter 50. His teaching, talking about Messiah, Yeshua, his teaching concerning the Scriptures, direct teaching. Peter again invokes Yeshua or Jesus' sayings concerning failure to know the true things in Scripture. Prudent money changing. and discerning what is reasonable. Peter concludes that written scripture contains both genuine and counterfeit false teachings. You hear that? The Bible has true teachings and false teachings in it. Yeah, it does. And that's hard for a lot of people to get around, man. You know what I mean? That's hard for a lot of people to get around, man. You dig? Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. It's like, ah, my God, what do you mean? And then a lot of people get scared behind it. They'll be like, so what are we to do? And all this extra. And it's like, look, man, tap on in. Use your common sense. Think for yourself. Right? Learn the moral character of the Almighty. You need to learn that first. That way, if you read anything that's against that, if you hear anything that's against that, and you know to judge it as false, without you knowing the moral character of the Almighty, you're going to be lost. You're going to be lost, right? And we see examples of it all the time. You're going to be lost, man. Peter concludes that written scripture contains both genuine and counterfeit teachings. Plain English meaning. The chapter teaches active discernment. Listen. Active discernment. A believer must not surrender reason, conscience, moral judgment, or the teachings of the Messiah, Jesus. Merely because a statement is written in a religious text. We don't care nothing about where it's written at. Oh, brother, it's written in the Bible in 8 Thessalonians chapter 16, verses 84. We don't care nothing about where it's written down at. If it goes against the moral character and standard of the Creator, then it is false and is to be judged as false. And you ain't supposed to lose a nanosecond of sleep over rejecting it. Dang. Did I say something wrong? People don't like when you turn up, huh? Yeah, don't stop surrendering your reason, your conscience, your moral judgment, right? Or the teaching of Jesus merely because it's written down somewhere. We don't care nothing about where it's written at. Does it stand on its own merit? Is it about virtue, wisdom, truth, love, life, and happiness to all without the sacrifice of bloodshed of any? If it ain't about that, it's false. If it ain't about the Creator being all powerful and not weak at all, all knowledge and not ignorant at all, unseen, not in the image of a man at all, and omnipresent or ever present, meaning fill all space at the same time, and not localized like you see me right now. If it ain't about that, then hey, look, we judge it as false. Dang, you cherry picking. I sure am cherry picking. Yes. And you better do the same. You on a sinking ship, over here licking your fingers, talking about you agree with everything in Bible. Good night, boy. You up Dungs Creek without a paddle, ain't you, boy? Oh yeah, we got to hit this one before we go too, because you hear a lot of mumble mouth midgets say, "Oh, well, you know, in Matthew chapter 5, verses 17 through 20, Jesus said, not one jot or one tittle shall pass from the law till all be fulfilled." So when they read that, they like, dang, in the law, you dig, it's animal sacrificing, it's head chopping, it's flesh chewing, it's organ cutting, it's blood splatting. In the law, man, there's multiple wives, there's all type of stuff in the law. In the law, we can hate Esau, and you know what I mean, and hate the other nations and enslave them, and yeah, you didn't heard it before. Not one jot or one tittle shall pass from the law to all be fulfilled. Y'all, what does that mean? That either mean everything written in the Bible that you have today is accurate and spot on, or it means something totally different that you ain't even considered. Until heaven and earth pass away, Not one jot or one tittle shall pass from the law till all be fulfilled. Right? Right? We've read it. Look, man, look, I'm a 20-year vet in the Israelite movement. I've been in the Messianic Israelite movement over half my life. Banging too, not no sideliner, not nobody that just watch videos, or not nobody that just come to class and look at somebody. I'm talking about front line in this thing. Like, ask around. They know you, little bro. Ask around. I'm not a fresh fish. You understand? I'm not one of them ones that just was sitting around. No, street teaching, classes, leading Passovers and first fruits and Feast of Weeks and unleavened bread and Day of Atonements and Tabernacles and the Day of Trumpets and Feast of Death. I did it all. What is you talking about? Yeah. Have our own school and all that. Yes. You dig? So this ain't just somebody that's just reading something and just, oh, okay, nah, it's been thoroughly vetted. What does that mean? That not one jot or one tittle shall pass from the law to all be fulfilled. That either means everything you're reading right now in the Bible you have, especially in the Old Testament, is spot on and accurate, or it means something else you ain't even considered yet. Which one? Because if everything you're reading in the Bible you have right now, or the Old Testament that you have right now, is spot on, then Houston, we have a problem. Houston, we have a problem. Ooh, me. Look at this. Homily 3, chapter 51 is teaching concerning the law, direct teaching. We ending with this. Peter explains the apparent contradiction between Jesus saying, I did not come to destroy the law, while also abolishing certain practices. You ain't come to destroy the law, but it's things you saying right after that. You actually overriding what's written down. You're actually changing what the scribes have wrote down. Think not that I come to destroy the law or the prophets. I came not to destroy, but to fulfill. For verily I say unto you, until heaven and earth pass away, not one jot or one tittle shall pass from the law till all be fulfilled. And then he go on his Sermon on the Mount and say, look, it's written down that you ain't supposed to do this. I say do it like this. So he's correcting and overriding the precepts that are in the law already. So Peter explains this. He explains it. Peter explains the apparent contradiction between Jesus saying, I did not come to destroy the law, while also abolishing certain practices. His answer is that whatever Jesus destroyed never truly belonged to the divine law in the first place. Good night. So look around. What are you not doing anymore? Heaven and earth ain't passed away. So it's a gang of things that's written down in Torah that does not apply today. So that, guess what that means, y'all? It was never a part of the plan anyway. It was never a part of the Torah anyway. Don't forget, you got things added and written in the Torah that are false. So whatever it is that's written in the Torah that doesn't have any power or authority that you're not doing today, such as animal sacrificing and temple services and blood spilling and organ cutting and head chopping, it wasn't part of the original divine plan of the Creator anyway. Good night. Good night, boy. His answer is that whatever Jesus destroyed never truly belonged to the divine law. Plain English meaning, Jesus or Yahshua did not abolish God's genuine commandments. Instead, he removed later additions. Sacrificing, blood spilling, many other things too. When you go back and read that Matthew chapter 5, the Sermon on the Mount, he run through a whole list of the Torah of laws that are written down, and he said, that's off. Nuh-uh, don't do that. I say do it like this. So he's abolishing. He's actually changing what's written down. But he just said whatever's written till heaven and earth pass, not one jot or tittle shall pass from the law to all be fulfilled. So whatever is being abolished, changed, refurbished, and explained away, guess what, y'all? It wasn't a part of the divine plan from the beginning. It's a later addition. It's an invention of the false pen of who? The scribes. Instead, he removed later additions, corrupt ordinances, temporary concessions, and practices falsely attributed to God. Under this reasoning, eliminating animal sacrifice is not an attack on Moses. It is a restoration of the original Torah behind the corrupted written form. Ooh wee. We'll start right here in the next one. If y'all got some understanding today, boy, good night. If y'all got some understanding today, man, y'all go ahead and we got 40-something pages left on this deal. If y'all got some understanding today, man, y'all spin a vortex in the chat, man. CGG, Creative Gang is in the building. I believe that's enough for the day for us to meditate on. You feel me? That's enough for the day for us to meditate on. Quick 2.5 hours. We ain't got to go 5 hours or nothing like that. But if y'all got some understanding today, man, y'all go ahead and spin a vortex in the chat. CGG is in the building. Feel me? Pray. Y'all got some understanding today. Y'all go ahead and spin a vortex in the chat. It's your little brother, Malaki Macabee. Man. All praise. All praises. Glory and honor to the Creator, the maker of suns, moons, and stars. It's your little brother. Easy work today. Y'all know how we do. I get out there and get y'all. Hey, Abiel, man, you going off. You going off, son. You doing, man. Go ahead and get on out there and get some juicing, man. Y'all tap in with my brother Selah Shalom. Get your bittersweet herbals. Selah, matter of fact, drop the link to your website. I've been taking my brother's full body detox, man. Y'all drop the link, man. Been doing me good too, boy. Man. You know what I mean? And even if you're not chewing on flesh anymore, you still need to detox, man. Maybe like twice a year or something. You dig? I ain't chewed on an animal and going on 6 years now, so I dig. But you still need to clean on out, boy. Yeah, I done read through the nag. Yeah, I done been cover to cover in that plenty of times. Yeah, I know about the nag. I know about the Nag Hammadi. The Nag Hammadi library. Yeah, I done been all up and down through there. I got it, matter of fact. Yeah, I got the Nag. Yeah. Hey, give the Yahoo credit on some watermelon juice, man. So I got watermelon in her. I got watermelon. It's a half a watermelon plus this other little cup I had right here. Feel. So I got watermelon, ginger root, key lime. What else I put in here? I put it like a nice little drizzle, some honey, whatever. Fill the juice all the way up to the top. Let it do its thing. You feel me? Y'all get on out there, man, and live, man. Get yourself together. See, type your website in the chat. It's Bittersweet Herbals. Y'all tap in with my brother and get y'all full body detox. Your carbon C7, your immune boosters. Selah Shalom been doing this a long time, man. Get yourself together. You know, he got you in liquid form or powder form. You know what I mean? Outside popping. Matter of fact, here, let me put What you say, boy? It ain't watermelon season yet. I feel you. That's our brother Gift of Yahuwah Creator only tapping in from South Africa in the building, man. Bittersweet Herbals. Y'all tap in with this brother, man. Get yourself together. Get yourself together. You know what I mean? I had a whole jar waiting on me, boy. I said, oh yeah, I'm about to get busy. Been doing me good too though, man. Yeah, that deal highly active, boy. Hey. Boy. Yeah, I'm gonna start selling juices, man. I'm gonna start selling juices, bro. I got this nice little juicer. Yeah. Y'all can get on Facebook Market though, man. Get on Facebook Market. Start looking for some of this stuff. You ain't even got to pay a arm and a leg for it. You ain't got to pay a arm and a leg for most of this stuff. Yeah, I'm finna start, man. Then look, that deal works so hard that it separate everything. Like the juicer, it separate all the seeds, like any type of skin that may be left on what you chop up. Man, so all everything is separate, come out of one side, and then that sucker fill up with juice. And you just open up that little lever, that you'll come flying up out of there. You dig? Yep, seeded watermelon. Yeah, I'm gonna start selling them deals, man. I'm gonna start selling them bumping. Get it popping. Shout out to my sister Nazarene in the building. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all go to bittersweetherbals.com. Get them bodies together, get them temples together, man. You dig? Men, y'all gonna love that carbon C7. Boy, whatever herbs you got in that, boy. It may be some furniture moving. Maybe some furniture moving with you and your old lady there, boy. I'm trying to tell you. Son. Brother South African, I want another season. Absolutely. Yeah. Got the nag for show. Yeah. Just Too Coop in the building. What's the word out? Dang, son. I'm glad everybody got some understanding today. All praises to the creator, the God maker, the maker of suns, moons, and stars. If you haven't seen that chop session that we have on John Truth's platform, me and the Minister of Wellness, is pinned at the top of this chat right here. Y'all go over there and check that out. And then look at the comments, boy. Ooh-wee. Boy, what my brother say, the vampires. The vampires are mad. Vampires are mad. What my boy say? My brother say, yeah, Malaki, you was super brew indeed. Oh, facts. That's why everybody mad at. You dig? But they can't take nothing from me. The people that's mad ain't even outwork me. You ain't even outwork me in my darkness, let alone his light. You understand? And so whatever Israelite mad at me, I can care less. Because you don't got a rap sheet like me. You ain't got no rap sheet like me. You mad about something you ain't even did. And that was darkness for me. Come on, brother. Come on. You dig? If I could bump into me, if the me today could bump into me back then, I'd have set me down quick. I'd have set him down quick, nanosecond. Unarm me. Boy, sit over there in that corner right there. Learn something. I'd have unarm me quick. And knowing me, I probably had to do it in front of everybody too, because I'm hard-headed like that. You gotta show me. You dig? And it gotta be a slight element of embarrassment. It gotta be a slight element of embarrassment on the table. Ah, dang. And everybody saw you get whooped on. Dang. I gotta sit back and listen now, man. And then, yeah, brewed out though. Brewed out. And all the mealy mouth midgets that's mad at me right now for bringing out this higher light, that fancy themselves or call themselves Israelites, you dig? Couldn't outdo me in my darkness. You mad, but you still ain't outdoing me. You ain't outdoing me in my darkness, and you claim I lost the light now, but you ain't even outdoing the old version of me. Like where your videos at? Where your street teachings? Where your debates? Where your presentations? Huh? Were you organizing and leading whole assemblies? Huh? Where is that? Where your school at? You ain't even outdo me in my darkness. Let alone now. Oh, look, It is what it is, man. Much love. Much love. Much love. Okay, I see y'all in the building, man. I'm finna get up out of here, though. What you say, boy? Loin warfare in the sky, man. Stop it. Loin warfare, my favorite. You hear me? Hey, I'm trying to hey, boy, that carbon C7, boy. Hey, I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you, boy, be some furniture moving. Some hip bones knock loose. I don't know why they love flesh and blood when the fruit is when the fruit is man shows meat, makes them stiff neck and aggressive. Yeah, for sure, man. Flat out, flat out. All right, y'all. I'm finna get up out of here, man. Much love, light, and all that good stuff in between. Till the next time, family. You dig? We'll tap back in. I'll be on the Minister of Wellness platform tomorrow morning, roughly around 9:15, 9:30 Central Standard Time. And we're gonna keep waging war. Dig, and then either tomorrow or the next day, I'm gonna come back on and do another part of this. Cause as you see, we ain't even get done. Dig. So hey, all I need from y'all is to pray for me. Keep me in your prayers. You understand? And today is a good day to get outside and do something great for somebody. Don't even hesitate. Get out there and do something great and good for somebody. Get your spirit grade up, man. You feel me? You become stronger in spirit by what you give. The more you give away, the stronger you get in spirit. It's opposite. In the flesh, is the more you pour it in and stack and keep to yourself. That's how you get stronger physically, financially. But in the spirit world, you get stronger more and more stronger about what you give away. Service being done unto others. You dig? So today is an excellent day to get strong and get your spirit grade up. Get them grades up, family. Love, light, and all that good stuff in between. In the name of the Creator, the God Maker, the Maker of suns, moons, and stars. That always was, is, and ever shall be. The mighty and great Spirit, the mighty and great I Am, whose magnitude is incomprehensible and whose presence is everywhere. It's your little brother. Till the next time, family. Love. Let's get it.